Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review, The House of the Dragon. Season 2, Episode 1, A Son for a Son, and the season is finally here. It seems like forever since I've been talking about anything in Westeros, and since the last season aired. I mean, it's been a couple of years, and it's the normal every couple of years waiting for a show. This episode was hyped up, it was built up, the big end of this episode. Obviously, if you haven't watched the episode, this will be full spoilers. I will be babbling about everything. Those of you that are wondering, Joe Dirty Locks will not be joining me on this adventure this season, but he's recovering from some other shows that he had to talk to me about. But maybe he'll poke it at some point during the season, and we'll have some guests, and we have some special surprises, at least a couple of episodes this season, some interesting, fun collaborations we might do. But anyone who's joining me tonight, at any point in time, if you're popping on in here, I do appreciate it. I know at this point, there's like 770,000 people all streaming right now, right after this episode airs. So if any of you, even 2 or 3 or 1, or if there's one person sitting out there listening, I appreciate that. Or if you're watching this at a later point in time, please put your comment in the comment section area. And if you're watching now, jump in the live motherfucking chat. Did I say frickin'? I said frickin' because it's in the first 30 seconds of the video, so I have a minute of the video, so I had to say something like that. But you know what your name is. But we have a live chat right now, and I'll be getting into all of your live chat questions and comments in different stuff. And we'll be talking all about that tonight. And also, the phone lines are open, 781-990-8509. Again, that phone number is 781-990-8509. You can call that number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with your thoughts about House of the Dragon or anything. Just, use it as a random talking hotline when you're bored sometimes, and just leave me a message, and we'll play it here or on Tony's channel, and we'll just babble and babble and babble. It will be great times, but I do hope you're calling in, and I will have it set up later to actually take calls. But we'll break down this episode a little bit and get into this first before I turn that on. We already have one voicemail from our good friend Antoine, and I can't wait to hear from him. But I'm not alone, as I said. I have the live motherfucking chat. So let's get in the live chat and see who's in there right now. Oh, we got our good Fred, Loner Incognito, we got Richie, we got Fandom DC, JC Wilder, we got John Haymaker, we got P Palace, not the P Palace, the Puker Palace, but like I said, P Palace could mean something completely different, and that's not the intention I meant to make in this situation. Oh, there I am, and there you are on the screen as well. Welcome back to House of the Dragon. Fish Tacos Tonight says that was a fun ride. I know Phil is on here. Looking forward to the after party. Looking forward to having all of you guys. But anyways, no, I do. I want all you guys to come on in and talk about House of the Dragon. Feel free to share your thoughts in a rowdy-like fashion in the live chat. I want our chat to be the rowdiest of all the chats. If you didn't like it, let us know. There's no echo chamber here, which would have been great if Joe was here just for that balance, but I understand. He's busy on Sundays. But good first episode. I think in general it was a good first episode. I think we can get into the blood and cheese of it all, which I'm not going to say it was the worst part of the episode, but it ultimately, for me, in a weird way, was the most uninteresting part of the episode, because should I talk about it? I guess I can talk about it now. It's not that what happened wasn't shocking. It was. I did know what was going to happen. I thought it essentially was depicted good on screen, but the way they called the shot a little bit too much. The conversation with Daemon, I appreciate that we got that. I might have even not minded that scene in a flashback situation and have it more just happen within the organic flow of the episode instead of a bigger lead up to it. So it was more of a shock value. There was no, for a first time watcher even, you knew what was coming. Once they had that conversation with Daemon, which is important, and that's why I think maybe framing things out of order might have helped a little bit. But I think it was all depicted fine on screen. It just didn't quite have the emotional punch that I think it could have been if it was set up a little bit different. But whatever. And I guess what I mean is if I'm looking at this from somebody that didn't know it was coming at all, and I would want some element of surprise. And I don't know if my audio is okay. I haven't done this in a little bit. It's great to have any of you in here and joining me. And we're going to get into this situation. Let me catch up in the live chat. Richie, sir. Yeah, we get some crispy boning. We'll call him crispy boning. Should have taken both kids or at least check the genders. I thought they were going to do something like that at that point. I thought they were going to like actually double check and look. Well, it's stupid because in the books they take and they kill the older boy. Yeah, exactly. There it is. I'm still looking. Worst assassins ever. Rotten cheese. They kept changing the cool parts of the books, as JC. And I want to let you know, because as much as I have listened to the audiobooks, I do know I was going to say the PowerPoints. I know the PowerPoints of what happens here, so you're not going to spoil anything. This is a fully open chat room in the sense that, and I'll warn people, if you are a show watcher at all, this is not like the other thing. This is a tough one to hold in what's going to happen. People are going to say stuff. So go through there. I feel like my camera is a half a second off from my voice. And now that I say that, you're not going to be able to not see it, so I need to cover up my voice. I feel like I have a little bit of the off timing going on here, but I'll pretend I don't see that. Allison got Rhaenyra's sloppy second, says John Haymaker. Not sure how I feel about the blood and cheese, not dramatic at all. That's kind of what I'm saying. I feel like the event itself was dramatic. It was played well. I think the acting performance was done well. Some of the sound effects that they used, the reaction in some of the elements were effectively depicted, but I think it wasn't dramatic at all because it was almost like watching a ball roll downhill instead of getting your emotions goosed. And I think that makes a big difference in comedy, in hardcore, deep emotional drama kind of moments, that it needs to shock you and surprise. Or for me, it needs to shock me and surprise me. It needs to knock me off my kilter, and my kilter needs to dance. Is that a thing? Rishi says, I agree, Lone Wolf. Great episode, but blood and cheese didn't have the impact I wanted. I think I was paraphrasing there a little bit. Yeah, and Rhaenyra didn't have many lines in this one. We'll talk about all of this. Lady Fat Ass Red says, anticlimactic episode, especially blood and cheese. John Haymaker, Sharon is Karen. And you know what that means? If you're watching this and you're enjoying this babblery right now, as I said, I'm up against some goddamn giants that are, going live right now. Like 8,000 people are over there watching alt shift somebody. Who knows how many people? They're all out there. They're all watching. So it helps if you're watching this and you're enjoying my brand of babblery and goof troopness. I don't know if that's a word, but it's gonna be a word tonight. Share this out. Make sure you like it. Make sure you comment. Make sure you keep bumping that live chat. I do appreciate all of the support you guys give me. So let me do this stuff. Let me give out 5 gift memberships right now to the people in the live chat right now. We got Navient, Cal, Jimmy's son, Bell, and Nico are all gifted subs right now. Welcome to the family. Grab a dime bag of support, roll one up, and join the party. Good to hang out with you guys. Jack Me Off is in the live chat. That's an incredible name. There's some magic to that in the way it bounces off the tongue. Jack Me Off. It just bounces right off the tongue. Gotta make that chat green. Thank you. Make it green. Audrey, I can't stand Cole. He is. And I think they made important roads to show him as bitchy as possible. Fish taco tonight. The dummy was laughable funny. It won me over. There was some great comedy. The one of my favorite scenes in the episode was the Lannister and a baby scene. It was like three Lannister. That was one Lannister, but it fits my damn joke better. 3 Lannisters and a baby. Amanda says, blood and cheese seemed kind of like cartoon villains. And where were all the damn guards? Tony Pajamas is in the live chat. Anytime Tony Pajamas pops in the live chat, it's a better live chat. Because the greatest name, and I love all of you guys. You guys got a lot of really awesome screen names. but the greatest screen name of all time. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm the greatest of all time. See, I'm out of practice. The greatest of all time. Tony motherfucking pajamas. And I think I saw Heath Hinton in there too. I think I'm looking in the chat right now, but Heath Hinton, great to have my good buddy Heath. We got Audrey, Boot Blood. It was whack as hell. Non-book readers were surprised. Fandom, they were when the conversation with Daemon happened, instead of being surprised in the moment. What I'm saying is what I wish happened. And I'm not saying it was completely ineffective. I'm saying how I think it would have, because, let me get in the back seat and where I make zero money and I don't write shows and make cast dispersions on an award-winning show. So I think I would have rather, just as I was saying earlier, the first time we see them is them in the background, maybe through the episode walking through, or at some point in time, maybe even start with them already kind of walking through the walls, not really knowing what's happening. The people that know the story know what's about to happen and know who those two people are. But when you're watching the episode, you're like, what the hell is this shit? And then suddenly they just come out in the room that has the kids in it and you're watching it more from the Queen's perspective rather than Blood and Cheese's perspective. And then if you wanted to date back and sort of like after what happens and in the aftermath of it or in the midst of it, you kind of hear a voiceover of Daemon talking to them to kind of show, and then you can kind of carbon date back to where you see them clawing through, doing everything that we saw. But the first time we see them is the shock of them popping into the room. I feel like it might have been, at least for me, a little bit more effective. But I agree with what you're saying. The people that are just watching this are just, well, they're not going to kill someone, but probably think it's not actually going to happen. So it could be looked at in a different way too. So that's my only combativeness to your cogent point, Fandom Descent. We're back, JC. Antoine Thomas. Read my text before my voicemails. My text is partial while my voicemail is pro Rainier. Awesome, Antoine. I will make sure I do that. We'll get to that in a second. Lone Wolf, Allison and Cole was a bigger shock than Blood and Cheese. I don't know why I sang that, Lone Wolf. Rishi says, I didn't like Blood and Cheese, arguing I was hoping for more menacing. Yes. Where were the guards? Crispy is getting all he wants. I had too much vodka. Drink more vodka. Audrey, I'm drinking vodka too, and I haven't started to get buzzed yet. I'm just sipping on my drink, but we're gonna have a fun time tonight. I do appreciate, like I said, all of you guys joining in. I have a poll up. My poll is sticking up right now, and if you're popping on in here, make sure you throw some attention to my poll. It needs your attention. And what did you think of this episode? Was it awesome? Was it pretty good? Was it okay, but meh? Or was it a disappointing turd? I want to know really, really what you thought about this particular episode. Let me do it again. What the hell? Well, one more time. 5 more. Let's do it. Welcome to the family of random hippies. And we got Crandon, we got Burr, we got I wish, we got NS Laws, and we got Dragon. I said that so happy. And we got Dragon. Welcome to the family. Welcome to being a channel member and a dime bag of supported. It's support. Maybe I drank more than I thought I did. Thank you, Loner Incognito. We have another Phil in the live chat. They did show cheese with the rat traps as they walked. That Phil, I think I made note of that in my notes, and that was a very awesome moment. Okay, let's get to it. Right now, as I said, I have it set on voicemails, but we will turn on for live calls too. But feel free to call in and leave your voicemails. We got a couple right now that we'll play in a second. But let me read one of our buddy. Let's see what Antoine Thomas. Pete says no more voicemails. No, voicemails are still on. I had it set up for live calls on another show, so the voicemails weren't popping onto it. So Pete, I'm glad that you actually left one. I was gonna play some Pete stuff earlier.
My lords and ladies, I am Tyrion, son of Tywin.
We got a new subscriber. Thank you. Welcome to the party, pal. Welcome. Join on in. Antoine says, breaking news from Katie Crow stating Aegon's son's funeral will be coming. I need some music for this. I need some music for this stuff. Oh God, I'm messing this up because I'm not playing the music. Let me just play any old music. Yes, breaking news. Hit about Aegon. It's his son's death. I'm looking at it as NBC, CBS, CBN, Fox, BBC, Al Jazeera, Acting News. I don't know. Breaking news from Katie Crow stating Aegon's son's funeral will be coming this Saturday morning, but WWE, Raw, NXT, and SmackDown will be holding a special wrestling event in Aegon's son's honor. Breaking news, breaking news. Blood and cheese will be tried for capital murder like OJ. Wow! Thank you, Antoine Thomas. Oh, let me shut that damn thing off my voice. Antoine Thomas. I appreciate it. Did I get them all? Or did I miss one? I want to make sure I got all your voicemails and your texts. Phil, be sure to give your viewers tonight a voting card to either vote for Rhaenyra Targaryen or Aegon Targaryen. Phil, who are you voting for? Okay, at a certain point in time, I'll drop this poll and maybe we'll go for that poll, or maybe that will be next week's poll. But if we're going on sheer comedy, we got to go Aegon. Aegon was hilarious tonight. He was a standout of hilariosity. I mean, Rhaenyra is always fun. She's strolling around like,
shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're a dragon, Ryan, lion, Uncle Fucker. You're an Uncle Fucker, yes, it's true. Motherfuckers like you. Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're the one that fucks your uncle, Uncle Fucker. You don't eat or sleep, just have some fun and fuck your uncle all night long. What's that over there? I don't know. It's just the Targaryens inbreeding again.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's true, that's what they do.
So typical.
It's what they do.
They're at it again now.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, Aegon's pretty damn funny. I will say that. So we got a super chat donation from Big. He's like three bigs. He's four big. He's Big E. And great to see you, Big E. It's great to see you, my friend. One of my favorites. Old. I was gonna say, not that you're old. I mean, old viewers like been around forever. So thank you so much, Big E. Winner of the episode was Crispin Cole for interrogating his time with Queen. And I don't know what that lovely looking peach emoji is supposed to mean. My eyes. He's making sure that peach is in his daily diet, Big E. If I could get up right now and spin the wheel for you. We got our good friend Lola. It's great to have Lola. And it's great to be back in Westeros, Jake. Cats of Saturn. It was hinted that Larys lied about his duty. I was going to say died. Lied. Yeah, no. About his duty. Protecting at least he knew what Alicent was up to. Maybe that's why no guards were around. Very possible that he might have had a connection to something that happened, or he seemed a little pissed off. A scene with Aegon on the throne with his homeboys Gaedra. It totally was. I think I wrote in the notes, and we'll get to it in the recap. I think I said it was like a frat boy moment or something. It was like the dudes getting drunk at the beach, but it was like they were hanging out on the throne, dude. Like my cousin, I mean, my brother's like get the most powerful motherfucking dragon in the world. He's gonna like kill everybody for me. Isn't it fucking amazing? It was a really great back and forth. I loved Aegon tonight too. Like I didn't love him. I loved him from an entertainment standpoint. He's a turd, but I also liked how he like really wants to help people. He doesn't really think about things, or doesn't want to help people, but he wants people to like him. He's like, I'm the most magnanimous mother grabber in the world. Like, you want sheep? Give this guy some sheep. What people are gonna know? No one's gonna know. Just get him some damn sheep. We don't have to tell anybody about the damn sheep. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. I was loving it. And then Otto is just looking, sir, we can't give everyone sheep. If he wants, we give him a sheep. You'll get a sheep, and you'll get a sheep. And then someone else comes in and he does it again, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have my brother take his dragon and shove it up that guy's ass. It's gonna be amazing. And Otto's just like, oh, you asshole. And you could just see Otto's rage in the background. But Otto, like, come on, let's be true. Like, Otto, you know what I gotta say about Otto?
It's a hot tower rent tonight. It's a hot tower rent tonight. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. It's a hot tower rent tonight. It's a hot tower rent tonight. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto.
It's just fuck him. Like, anyways, we'll get into Otto in a little bit. We got Lyanna Finn. I read your comment, but I didn't look at the name. And I should be wearing my glasses. Those that live the hit parade. Hello. Oh, did I see Igor in there too? Igor, great to see Igor. Haven't watched yet, but I'm guessing Blood and Cheese went down. It did. Otto is likable as a fart in church. Fuck Otto. Laris pulling Allison over. Why were you indisposed? He was jealous. Did you notice in that scene? That was excellent acting by, I don't know the actor's name offhand that plays that character, but in that scene where he was chastising or getting in Allison's face, his usual tone to his voice changed. He got this very, like, if I suddenly started doing the podcast like this. Hi guys. Yeah, I heard you guys were checking out one of the other channels. I mean, you guys weren't in the chat when this show started. Where were you? What's going on? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I totally added some like really awesome people working for you now. I have to rewatch the scene. I kind of missed what he said to her. I didn't know if it had an association to what happened in the next scene. Like, did he, on purpose to be an asshole, hire some like bad people to wash her, like people that do a rough job, like some rough bathers, and then she kicked them out and that was his passive aggressive jealous way because she was getting crispy and he wasn't getting to watch the feet, look at the feet. I don't know. I projected a lot of emotion on that particular scene, that was all like, but I don't know if that's actually what was happening on screen. I'll have to get other people's opinion on that if that's me projecting my own insecurities and jealous. Hey, I can feel my brain being probed, and I like every damn minute of it because Jean Grey is in the live damn chat. Jean Grey, don't turn into the Phoenix or anything, but we're glad you're in the live chat. Yeah, Otto is the new Sansa. Fuck Otto. I might give it a shot. Thank you, Sansa. Oh, great to see Nino Nev in the live chat. And I know I haven't been live here in a while. I'm going to be changing that. I was having a crazy couple months, but now the summer's going to be crazy, but a different kind of crazy. And I'm going to be out here. I'm going to do a catch-up stream soon where I catch up on a couple shows and also talk about a few other shows that started this week and a few other shows I've missed talking about in the past. So make sure if you're enjoying this brand of babblery, as I say, hit that subscribe button. And if you're not subscribed, if you're subscribed over here, make sure you also subscribe to my other home, my brother Tony Teflon's channel, where I'm on every Wednesday night doing the Escaping From podcast, and I'll be doing some From stuff over here as well once the season starts, and Tony and I will be doing some multicasting, simulcast stuff back and forth. So anyways, all of that out of the way, let's continue with this stuff. Hey, Wolverine, that little finger 2 character, Crispy getting more booty than Kenny. I never really get into it. Probably much people hyped about it. Great to see Nino in the live chat. I think she just felt gross after talking to him. That's possible Winter as well. Winter, as Q random Winter is coming joke. We have a voicemail from our good buddy Pete's Live Music. So let's play, is it a text or is it a voice? No, it's a text. I watched the show with earbuds and I wondered who did the audio of the kid scene at the end was that song? I'm not sure. It sounded like it almost sounded like a zip tie being cut or something. I don't know who did the sound design this, but it was creepy as hell. Oh, here's the voicemail. Sorry, I messed up. I'm off my flow game here. Okay, let's get Pete's live music here.
Hey, Phil, good to have you back in honor of the first episode of Season 2, House of the Dragon.
Cheers,
I thought you
my
might want to start a list. I'd like to contribute the first 3. Number 1 would be yodeling in the gully. Number 2, eating at the Y. And number 3, the cunning linguistics.
I like that. As always, Pete's live music ahead of the game. Antoine Thomas. Let's hear a little Antoine Thomas.
Hey, welcome back, Phil. This is Antoine. I just wanted to say I am relieved that Rhaenyra finally got her revenge on those damn greens. I am so glad they stuffed a knife that kid like a stuffed pig. And Team Black we finally got revenge, but I think they're going to come back for us now. But anyway,
like a stuffed
for the rest
pig.
of the other fans that haven't decided, cast your vote in for Team Black. We need more support to get rid of Aegon's sorry ass.
Antoine Thomas laying it down as always. Antoine Thomas, thank you so much for the voicemail, my friend. And you heard him say it. It was a nice day. That kid like a stuffed pig. Oh my goodness. The son for his son. They should have been going after Aemon. We haven't really talked about Aemon yet, but we'll get into him in a second. Helena's reaction to Blood and Cheese was disappointing, so unemotional. They should have kept to the books. I agree. I feel like in this situation, Tony was talking about something in the pre-show. Make sure every week, as I mentioned, subscribe to Teflon TV. He's also on every week at 6:30 before the episode airs. Make sure you jump on in there for Usual Suspects. Myself, Tony, and Bridge 4 was on there today as well. It's back in the action. So we were talking about would certain things be better from book to screen? We were talking a lot about the Red Wedding and how this would associate. Would this be for this show what the Red Wedding was for the Game of Thrones series? And I will say in this case, I was better in the book. This one was a little better in the books. It had more shock value in the way it came across in this particular moment. And people that watch me over there know I'm not one to usually go in that particular direction, but I feel like it had a little bit more emotional weight for me in this particular situation. The changes did not, and I'm not as familiar as some of you guys in the chat will be, but even I sort of was like, again, to me, I think it was a little bit more about the presentation of it, not the actual situation. We got Antoine Thomas, who's just joined with a 8th of support. He's rolling it up and passing some around for all you guys. John Haymakers, let's pour one out or take a sip and toast to, as a Celtics fan, the one guy that won the MVP in the season that in the series that and lost the finals. The guy that one of the guys you're worried about, that crazy motherfucker. The wonderful, the amazing Jerry West. Toast to him. Rest in peace, good sir, Jerry West. And in a second, I will tap into those in toast to my man Bill Walton as well. A different kind of toast. Mark A. Houston, who's trusting the process and is back in here with us, says this show is brutal. Not even close. Mark, we're just stalling time for the Vince Gilligan Kim show. Not Kim. Ray Seahorn show. Treading water till the Gilligan's back. Anything's possible. Oh, sorry. I just realized that for the last few minutes, my microphone was probably very, very loud. Sorry if I was extra loud there for a second and blowing out your ears like an asshole. Hopefully it's better now. Phil, what's in my cup? No, well, I don't know why that was a moment there. Vodka soda is in my cup at the moment. We got Sci-Fi Girl in the live chat. And make sure as well, if you're out there patrolling the airwaves, you check out our good friends on the Direwolf City podcast. We're also live right now. And if you jump over there and jump in the live chat and make sure you tell them Phil says hi. And don't say it in that creepy way I just said it. You know? But yes, so there's many people, so bounce around, but end up here at the end of your night. So this and get drunk. Okay, no, we love you. What did you say, Phil? Hello, speak louder. I'm sorry. What are you talking about? What's this all about? Am I loud enough now? Sorry. We got a super chat from Antoine Thomas. Helena expects me, you, Timo, Pete, Lone Wolf, to attend her and Aegon's son's funeral this Saturday. We are sweating nervous, but she likes me. She really. I don't know why I wanted to a growl at the end of that, Antoine. She likes me. Gizmo caca. I don't know why I wanted to go all stripe there on you. I, Vigo, the Lord of Carpathia, the sorrow of Moldavia, support Rhaenyra's claim to the throne. Command me, Lord. It is the season of evil. Okay, slow down. I had too much wine. No, I'm getting there. But it's almost time. I'm afraid to do this. I have a quiet dog over there that's sleeping in the corner that's going to be very difficult to chill out after I'm done here, but it's almost time. It's been a while. It's been a few cases. I don't know. I don't know if could I do it? Yes, you could do it, Phil. Oh, well, I got Saul Goodman there. I was looking for McCoy. Yes, you could do it, Phil. And I haven't got the power. Why? Wait. Sorry for the shitty sound of my microphone. My mic cord's going. Number 2. Why was I doing Scotty's voice in showing you bones? That's my Star Trek card. Disaster. I missed the cheese part. I want some cheese. It's definitely my camera and my voice are a little. I don't know if it might just be on my computer. I don't know if I'm actually synced up on screen, but it's definitely. You there, but the buzzing of flies to Vigo. The blood and the cheese are just buzzing of flies to Aegon. I, Aegon, second of my name. What was it? Third of his name? I, Aegon. The crusher of brews. The hanger of parties, dude. I'm Aegon, hanging out on the Iron Throne, dude, with my bros. Bro, you should have seen the way Vagar just ate that motherfucking dragon. I'd have done it too if I was there, but my brother did it. He's pretty badass, man. He'll kill anyone I tell him to do. I loved Aegon tonight. He was hilarious. I'm going to get some cheese right now, actually, Rishi. I can't do it. Come on, do it. You've got to do it. You know what I'm doing. It's about time. Everyone, it's enough time. I've wasted enough time, and I didn't do the best because it's been a while, and it was tough to. Sorry, dog. Please don't get up. It was tough to write and watch at the same time, but I can't do an episode without recap. Okay. Enough of that. Enough of that foolish hijinks. It's warm in here. I need to open a window or something. Okay, what am I doing? Yummy. So let's get into the recap of this episode. Pete's live music left a voicemail. I'll play that in a second. Ooh. Focus just got messed up. My focus was off. Okay, Jean Grey, great to see. I miss this. I miss you, Fandom D Saint. Take shots, drink it up. No, you're the best. We got Jay in the live chat. You guys have been asking on when we do the recaps of From, you're like, Tony, can Phil do the recap? Yep. I don't know if he wants all that. So, did I wake the dog? I did, but I was able to keep her down. Lucy, leave it. See, you heard me. Lucerys. I have to clean up your body. No. But I disturbed the dog a bit. So the episode begins with a raven. Katie, or was it Katie Crow? Flying through the hills with the news of Luke's death. Luke is dead. I was going to try to hook it up so we could get recap voice guy back in, but I don't have access to the HBO on my phone right now. I might try to do that for next week, but we might also have a special surprise for next week or the week after with a crossover event of some sort. But those of you that watched last year might be wondering if my co-host Recap Guy will be joining us tonight. Recap Guy will not be joining us. I could try to turn Recap Guy up on the television in the background right now, but I have to, because I'm borrowing people's apps, I have to make sure I have to sign it. You know how it goes. You know, like when you're borrowing someone's login information, you can only log in so many places. So, yeah. But you guys can come over and all pet the dog. We can have a big dog petting party. Is that a thing? I was trying to make it as possibly dirty, but not dirty as I possibly could, because that's kind of what I do. The Star Trek poster right now is in the other room on the one side of the drum set because I'm doing some drum recording, and it's being used with blankets rolled over it to seal in sound for recording. So it does exist. It will return, but right now it's getting some musical use. So. Okay, we'll get into the Stark thing here first. I wonder what people thought of the Stark. We definitely had a Stark voice. He had a very Stark-like voice. Like, I believe that was a Stark voice. But before we start our recap, Pete's live music has a voicemail. Let me play that voicemail right damn now for you. And you know what else I need? I need something. I need to go over here. Oh no. I need to go over here. I need to go right there. That's what I need to toast Bill Walton. But let me play this voicemail for Pete's live music.
Hey, Phil, I just had this thought. As I was watching, I was a little distracted, and this might be a good thing for some people or a bad thing for some people, or some won't care. But I kept noticing a lot of real wide shots where the scenery looks like it's a video game environment. Like, I just didn't quite buy.
I'm going to pause you right there for a second because there was a video game comment I wanted to make earlier. In that scene with Aegon where he was talking with his buddies in the background and they were kind of sneaking past at the end with blood and cheese, there was very much a NPC element of the way that the dialogue was cut with the scene of blood and cheese running in the foreground with stuff going in the background. Like, they couldn't even see them. There's no reaction to anything that was going on. Obviously, that makes and tracks with the king and all this stuff, but I had a moment where I said, it's almost like a video game where Aegon and his crew are like the background NPCs you can hear talking, like when you get close to them, but they don't actually interact with you at all. Anyways, let me play Pete's voicemail without this horribly assholeness of me interrupting you.
Thought as I was watching, I was a little distracted, and this might be a good thing for some people or a bad thing for some people, or some won't care. But I kept noticing a lot of real wide shots where the scenery looks like it's a video game environment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just didn't quite buy some of the locations of scenery. A couple of them were good, but there were so many, these big, broad, wide shots that look like video game environment. I'm not a gamer, so it's a little distracting to me, but I was wondering if you thought that at all, or if anybody else thought that at all. And I don't remember that from last season being that way, like a lot of wide shots with, you know, whatever kind of gamer environment scenery. All right, man. You have a good one. Cheers.
I had to get drunk as hell last night. I gotta be honest with you, after that episode.
Now, I didn't necessarily notice it on the tracking shots or in the big shots of the show, but in fairness, when I was watching, my head was down a lot. I was like Crispin Cole in this episode, but instead of doing fun things, I was taking notes and like that the whole time, up and down. So I'm going to need, there are some things that I often miss because, well, you guys know. Well, there's that I don't quite, or I'm just saying, the multitasking of looking up and down. So that's something I might notice on a second watch. I don't know. People in the live chat, let's see if anyone else noticed that kind of stuff. But I did notice the NPC banter going on. Winter, I did. Winter was coming all over that place. His voice was very like OW. That's a good. I was thinking of the word. That's the word, Starkest. Like, he had a very Starkest voice, you know? Like, you hear that voice, that's Starkest. You know, there's Paul McCartney voices. There's Starkest voices. There's that some Matthew McConaughey voice. You know, there's certain voices. Then there's the Stark voice, and they were doing the Stark voice. And cool. All the Starks do the Stark voice. I buy it. I buy it. Sure. There's bigger problems in this fucking world. I don't care. Make sure, if you're watching this, hit that like button, hit the and do the blood, give me aphasia. I was gonna do that Star Trek Next Generation. In the skies and blah blah blah, Darmok in Cabra, the skies fall. No. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for witty dialogue, witty repartee like that, and eventually we'll cover your favorite show. My favorite show is coming. One of my 2 or 3 favorite shows on television right now is coming back very soon. The Bear. And I can't wait to talk about the new season of that. Dog down. What am I? Daryl Dixon? Dog down. Sorry, David, if you're watching this at some point. It's lunchtime. Feed me, mama. Feed me all night long. Starkest. It's a little Starkest. Sit. A little Starkest. Okay, so we get Jay's message. Okay, we'll play Jay's message.
When you say Star Force, do you mean they sound like Ned Stark or like I don't know, the one that died at the bloody wedding or whatever? Does Joe not like this show, or was he just busy tonight? All right, later.
Joe doesn't like the show. He's not busy tonight. He's excited to not be talking about it. He didn't like the first season. He hasn't started to watch this. He may pop in, but who knows? He knows he has the green light to pop in if he wants to. But yes. And when I say Starkest, yes, or the Starkest comment, yeah, it sounds a little bit like Ned Stark. Bump to the bump to the bump to the bump bump bump. Boys love the boys. Nonfiction, I saw you ask that on the Teflon stream too. I will be talking about the boys. I don't know exactly. Probably, maybe at the end of the season, maybe somewhere in the middle at some point. I did watch the first 3 episodes. It's, you know, love the fucking boys. And it's great to have the show back. I will. Oh, are you looking at me because you want water? Okay, I might have to pour the dog water in a second. I actually have to give the dog water. I'm gonna be like blood and cheese and kick the dog right now. If that was horrible. That pissed me off more than killing the kid. Kick the dog. You know, that's against the rules. Don't do that. But I will definitely be talking about the boys at some point this season, and hopefully Joe will join me for that. Yeah, exactly. Sci-fi. There was no question. You immediately knew you were talking to a Stark. Excuse me for 1 second while I give the dog water. Okay, sorry about that. Now we're back. Let's get into this recap thing. So, the episode begins with the Raven arriving at the wall. It's the news of Luke's death that's basically coming in, and this whole scene leads into that. We hear the voice. It's very stark. It's starkish. We pass Winterfell. We ended up getting to the wall. We get some exciting, depending on your mileage of the Stark stuff, boring Stark stuff. We hear some stuff about the wall. You know, we hear a lot more. You know, the wall's awesome. You know, the wall means something to everybody, to Starks. You know, it's always been a Stark of the wall. And we see Jace, who's aged a lot. You know, he's his hair's longer and stuff like that. You know, we see a good passage of time with Jace, and winter's coming. We get a moment of Jace and Stark talking. They're friends, but they fuck with each other a little bit too. And they have a cool back and forth. We get a backstory talk between them and some good walking shots of the two of them going around of the wall, looking kind of interesting. Jay is talking about have to be on the side of Rhaenyra. You know, you gotta keep your damn oath. You know, for the North. And we get in the whole back and forth about we need your soldiers. And he's like, yeah, we support you, but we need to keep our men here because, you know, you see the wall, you see how we're all badasses up here in the North. You know, if we've built a giant magic wall to protect us, what kind of crap you think's out there? We need to keep our men here, but they promised to send the old beards, and they talk dragons and White Walkers and death and ice and Stark offers him like 2,000 graybeard men, like the old dudes, you know, that aren't good for fighting White Walkers, but they'll be good for fighting. Whatever. So it was a good scene. I like the Stark stuff, and I like seeing the wall. And I thought the two actors had good chemistry. I thought Jace was good in this episode. He was no Aegon in the sense of just eating up scenery, but I thought he was effective, and his emotional breakdown was probably in an episode that had blood and cheese, the highest emotional value I got in the episode was the hug between Rhaenyra and Jace. And I think seeing his whole arc through the episode was done pretty damn well. Jay says, in Westeros, I thought the show was about the lands that came before. No, this is about the early parts or a civil war in the Targaryen, in Daenerys' family's history, when there was some problems with who would be the next king or queen, and there was a battle for the throne called the Dance with Dragons. It's called the Dance with Dragons. Yes. Now I sound like a voiceover. I don't. Your voice is horrible. Yes, I know. But I put an effect on it. Okay. So the beginning really was. I think even with the bird, with the fucking bird flying in, dude, it was fucking special. No, I thought it worked. The Stark Targaryen interaction thing worked really well too. They had a good connection, and you felt it right when they were on screen together. And even when explaining when the Raven came over and they started to read what happened to his brother, you could just feel the moment there. The Raven comes in and tells the dude about his brother. So we go off to Rhaenys and Daemon, which this was another really good scene that I wasn't expecting, because in my memory, I did rewatch season 1 not too long ago, but in my memory, no scenes between these two characters were big memorable scenes from last year. But this was a really good scene with Rhaenys and Daemon. Daemon's basically like, we need to kill Vhagar. Rhaenyra's been gone. She's grieving. Some shit up the human emotions. Fuck her. I need to handle things now. I don't care. Come with me now. You're tired. Fuck tired. Come with me now. The two of us are going to go kill the one-eyed asshole in this dragon. Now. She's like, fuck you, I don't listen to you. I've never listened to you, and I'm walking away. Peace. Great scene with both of them. Two awesome actors interacting in a really fun way in this scene. I liked it a lot. Good dog. I promise I'll take you out at some point. Don't pee on my floor. So, okay, so she tries to reach Daemon in this conversation, though, and she explains kind of that how she knows what Rhaenyra is dealing with to a certain extent, and tries to kind of relate. She'll get out of this in some ways, and it's kind of a fun moment where Daemon's like, should have gone off alone, and Rhaenys like, yeah, whoever bumps into her, she's gonna kill him dead. This was probably I'd have to think about it, and I'll talk, and maybe something else will, if I'm playing the favorite scene game, this is number one of my favorite scene of the episode so far. This was a really good, fun scene with a lot of weight behind it. Daemon looks like a hardcore dragon gangster, but he has that high-pitched voice. What did Song say? Run her. You guys live chat are cracking me up. I gotta go walk my dog, so I'm here listening. Lone, could you come over? Could you stop by and walk my dog too? Or walk Lucy? Lucy's not my dog. My work. I'm getting paid. Actually, I know Lucy's parents sometimes check out these live streams. So Lucy's parents, toast to you guys. Thank you so much for all the awesome things you guys do. They're awesome, awesome damn people. And Lucy is amazing. Dun, 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 dun. So we go off to as my eyes go, find my notes. So yeah, they have some fun stuff going back and forth. Daemon gives her shit for not killing everybody again last season, and as he should. I'm not team anyone. I'm team good show, as I've said before, but I'm team Rhaenys on anything. But I'm on Daemon's side on this point of the argument. I wouldn't have minded her roasting everyone on that dais when she had the damn chance to. So we cut off to angry Rhaenyra meme, and it's if it hasn't happened already, this scene especially when they come out, they set it up for a perfect thumbnail picture, with the thing to the side so you can write text. And she just has this big, like, I'm gonna kill you frown on her face. It's a great scene. OW says, I'm still mad at Rhaenys. She should have ended it right there. Yes, Phil, throw them over here. Lone Wolf, I'll be waiting. Come on, everybody lazy? Walk here. Australia's what? Well, it's a freaking block away. Come on. Give me a break. Lazy Australian. Can't walk over to my house. Jesus Christ. Walk anywhere else. I'm kidding. Well, Daemon shoots from the hip. He does. And I think that's what makes him such an interesting character. I think having those different balances, and I think that's one of the best things about this show, especially for people that know the bullet points of the things to happen. It's seeing all these different character moments that adds much more texture to the bullet points that we knew. Yes, we did get other people's perspective, as Bridge was saying in the earlier stream about how, the books are a couple people, narrators, so we're hearing narrators' voices. But actually seeing it and seeing these characters have these real moments just adds so much in so many cases. Less so in Blood and Cheese, but we'll get there. Notice how Daemon could not look Rhaenys in the face after she spoke Rhaenyra's name. There's a couple moments there in that scene when she just hits him with the truth bomb kind of situation, and Daemon has well, boo on you, Mrs. Blue. Like he almost will, nah. There's like a couple of those kind of moments where he might as well have just gone, nah, well, fuck you then. Two can play at this game. Mother grabber. Rhaenyra made me tear up, and Rhaenys is a boss. 100%. I thought the Civil War was like the Targaryens came to Westeros. It's a different war with the. I'm not the best person for Westerosian history. Westerosian history? Sure. I'm the best person to say the words Westerosian history. That's about it. But there were some issues when the Targaryens came over. We got the amazing, the wonderful, the incredible, my friend, Smokahontas in the live chat. Give this amazing person a huge hug and lots of love. The wonderful Smokahontas. Okay, so we go off to angry Rhaenyra, who, again, really, she's tearing up moment, but it was, she had the big grump face on it. Oh my gosh, I need to get a new mic cord. Sorry about that. So we go to like some disgusting, gross boat cleaning, and it's time for pirates and sea snakes. He limps out, but he's okay. He gets his ship fixed. He's gonna head out again. He wants it fixed good, and we get some small talk until he finally just gets a knife that was supposed to be for Prince Viserys, and it's a sad little moment there, and then it quickly shifts to Koros going, well, you're the dude that dragged me out of the water. I'm in debt to you. And I just love how the guy's just like, cool, peace, and just walks out. So we go off to the twin brothers. Not the Lannister twin brothers, the Knight brothers. I'm going to fuck up their names the whole season because I'll call them Brother Loves 1 and Brother Love 2. So you guys know who I'm talking about here. So we go to the green side, Brother Love. And I know he's the green side because he's dressed in green. And we see some scorpions. And we see some great visuals of some shots. As we see Dragon coming in, motherfuckers, watch out, there's a dragon. And a dragon comes in, but it's Vhagar. And Vhagar's looking more holy than last season. There's a few more holes stretched out in Vhagar's beautiful mane or wingspan. But sorry, Grandma Vhagar, if you're Grady Vhagar, if you're listening. But yeah, you've seen better days, Grady Vhagar. Don't burn down my apartment. Please. Eric and Eric, thank you, nonfiction. Feel free anytime I called him Brother Love to go asshole. It was Eric. Asshole. It was Eric. Because, I'm being lazy on this one. And I deserve to be called out on my laziness. Let's not cut our blood and cheese sandwich into squares here. Let's slice this right down the damn fucking middle. I'm being a lazy ass by calling them Brother Love 1 and Brother Love 2. There's nothing funny there. There's no comedic value. Even wrestling fans, it's like there's only so much I can go, I love you. There's only so much I can do that. It's simply laziness. And the fact that, over time, I'm losing cognitive ability as I get older. And, I can't remember things like I used to. So I can't remember Eric and which one's green and which one is Team Black. But we'll dance with the devil on the pale moonlight on this one, nonfiction. And correct my lazy ass every damn time if you want. Okay, Imperion, formerly Blue Wolf. To be fair, do you think she was merciful? If I was here, I would have ended both of them. I would have gone full heiress, said burn all of them. All of my son was killed. I definitely think, but it wasn't her choice really. Where she wanted at the end of this episode, where it ended, she went, I just want Aemon killed. That was where she eventually went to it. But yes, Imperion, formerly the Blue Wolf, I would have gone, unlimited power. I would have lost my damn shit. Just forget doing that to my kid if they kicked my dog. If they kick Lucy. They mess with her. I'm taking my dragon and shoving it right up their ass and going and burning those motherfuckers. And saying Dracarys. See, right there, my cognitive ability is struggling. I couldn't think of the word Dracarys. Yeah. See? I mean, I haven't talked about Game of Thrones in a while. It's new again. You say tomato, I say tomato. That poor child at the end of the damn episode. How about you put the heart in it? Don't worry, Phil. I can't tell which ones either. All those Erics and Erics look familiar. Is it the same actor playing those parts, or is that actually twins? That's actually twins, right? But the Lannisters are the same actor. Well, right? Am I correct? Is that the correct expression? But in that situation, that's the case, right? Okay, so he pulls out the weapon for Prince of Viserys, Corlys, and the Scorpions. Okay, so Vhagar, we get a scene with Helen and Aegon where she kind of gets a little foreshadowing moment, or we get a little more foreshadowing for Blood and Cheese, educating the prince to be a king, and she says she's scared, which Aegon replies, "Don't worry, we'll get him. We got Vhagar on our side. We're no problems." And she's not worried about dragons. She says, "I'm worried about the rats." And so we go off to Alicent getting some head from Crispy. This was very Game of Thrones, very old school Game of Thrones. We just like cut into a fun sex position kind of scene with Alicent getting some head from Crispy. And she makes small talk afterwards, and they have to head to the small council. And she does you shan't lick it again. You can't. You shall never lick it before you stick it. Never again. And then Crispy, in one of the funniest moments of the episode, just like, "Yes, my queen, we'll never do it again." With this look on his face, like, we go through this every time. What is our plan tonight, Braid? We're going to take over the world. Like, it's just like every time. It's Crispy's like, this is what she says every time she comes. She has that post-orgasm regret is real. And Alicent gets it every single time. Clams, oysters, and cockles. Post-orgasm regret coming this way. Was hoping my boy Larys got a little salty. He got a little snuff all up in his uppagus because of the situation afterwards. And he's not the kind of guy, if you have him on your side, you want to placate that guy. Do a better job hiding yourself, Alicent. When you know you have a creepy peg leg that you're letting jerk off to your feet too that might be possessive of you. I don't know. You might be juggling a few too many balls right now, Alicent. This might not end good. I don't trust Larys to handle things in a adult fashion. Phil, it sounds like you're putting on a hot D musical. I feel like I could. I feel like I should. I feel like I'm dancing. I feel like I would. What am I doing? Singing this song? I don't know. It's the Targaryens all along. Let's do it.
He's Vhagar. He kills them. He's Vhagar. He kills them all. Eats your little boys and kicks their balls. Then we'll cut you. It doesn't matter. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Okay, so enough of that. Sorry. That's the Vhagar song. We'll get Granny Vhagar to sing it. Okay, so I think Larys is jealous of Crispy. I think that was what that scene we get in a little bit was trying to imply, that he was where are you? You couldn't be found, and you were disappeared. I don't like it. I'm a sad boy. I like your feet, and you're getting it licked by Crispy's meat. You know, like he's singing the ballad. Okay, sorry. It's better with music. Crispy rug munching the musical needs to happen, Jack. Me. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't read your name correctly. Jack me off. Sorry, that's your name. Okay, so what up? The Walking David has just joined the party. Welcome, Walking David. I was doing some horrible impressions earlier, and I made reference to your amazingness. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the Walking David out here. Walking David on TikTok. Walking David anywhere you can. Congratulate him. He just got cast in a new project. And we hope this goes awesome for David. I love you, David. I don't know what that. I was that me auditioning for a role in the future. It was. If so, that was a horrible read. It wasn't believable. It was nothing. It was pathetic, David. Gonna get out of my ass right now. I'll only get this part. Johnny Fontaine will get this part over your ass. Your ass. To put a fucking horse's head in your bed to get that part, David. Fuck, man. I want to work, buddy. I want to work. I do need to make an announcement. Not an announcement, but I screwed the pooch a little bit. Or not screwed the pooch, but it is about pooches. This isn't the proper place to talk about it, but I submitted myself for extra work on Dead City that's shooting in my town or a couple towns over. And I actually got in. I got called for like for like 8 days. No, or it was like 5 days for one part and then 3 days for another part. But I couldn't do any of them because I was working every single day. You know, it's like 12-hour days and stuff like that. And it wasn't guaranteed. It was just I got called, and then it was the director's choice if I would have been chosen. It was Joe and I's whole goal to infiltrate The Walking Dead from the inside and destroy it. This was step one, and I failed on my mission, David. I failed on my mission. If I was like, working, it would be different. But anyways, but I did get called. I was happy I got called. Yeah. It sucks. It sucked. I got called for a survivor and for a military worker, or something like that. Yeah, I was very disappointed, but I was like already booked to work, so I can't. It was hard to cancel work to take other work. You know what I mean? But it was very disappointing. I submitted a few months ago. I kind of totally forgot about it because they were shooting months ago, but. I must have got called in like the second pickup or something like that. But either way, it was good to get the call, but I was pissed I couldn't do it. Exactly. It would have been great to infiltrate. So let's continue here. So we go off to Allison getting some head from Crispy. Oh, I already talked about that, but I want to talk about it again because the music was supposed to play there because he's going crispy now. He's going down on her and licks on my booty. Wow. He's going crispy now. He's going crispy now. She's getting hippie now. And she gets that crispy now. He's crispy on the mispy and the wrist and in the row. Going on the river when I got that ho. Ho, 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 ho. He's crispy, 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 crispy. Let's button his ass up and get him real crispy.
It's crispy, crispy, crispy. Oh, lick it right. I'm guessing that I'm whipping in your crispy ass is tight. He is no crispy. Ooh, crispy is right. I said he's crispy, 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 and he's rocking his tie. I said, hey.
Okay, so like that, and it was just a hot scene. It was a hot scene. I liked it. I was turned on. I was digging it. So our musical, you requested it. House of the Dragon, the musical. It's happening right now. Okay, so we go off to, I said it again. So we get some more foreshadowing for Blood and Cheese. As we see someone walking around in the background, I thought that was the most effective foreshadowing it for the entire episode. Lie down, Lucy. Okay. So we go to the small council with the kid there. It's hilarious. This whole scene right here in the small council with the Lannister and a baby. I mentioned it, like 3 Lannisters and a baby was essential comedy gold. Otto in there. We get some fun Lannister and baby. It was just great. And Bridge 4 was talking about in the previous stream about enjoying small comedy and like subtle moments. And there were just some really good work with the actor that plays the Lannister and the baby and the kid back and forth. He was you could tell that the two of them were having a lot of fun in the scene. They were just laughing back and forth and having some good moments. Phil, if they ever make a Pee-wee's Playhouse, that's actually that's the dream. I would love to be in a Pee-wee, star in a, an Issues World Pee-wee's Playhouse like movie. That'd be amazing. It's called Krispy Kreme. Thank you. That is an amazing producer's note right there, Chris, in the live chat that I needed because I was mumbling at the end there because I was running out of variations of it. But they call it Krispy Kreme. I'm with you on that, yeah. He's rocking Amazon. They call him Krispy Kreme. It's We're working together now. This is teamwork. Okay, yeah. So, sorry about that, everybody. Okay. The Lannister actor played Sir Hugh of the Vale in Game of Thrones Season 1. Thank you, Phil Efant. I did not know that. I don't know why every time I do a stupid voice I have to put this. It's because it protects how horrible I am at doing voices. I'm not a professional at that. I'm a professional talker. I'm a professional idiot. But I'm not like David and his fucking professional fucking voice and celebrities responding to this celebrity impression. Seriously, if you haven't checked it out already, David has actual celebrities. He has Bill Burr reacting to his Bill Burr impression. Check that out on the Walking David's channel if you haven't done that already. It's hilarious stuff. And he gets Bill gets very specific in the analyzing David's impression, and he gets it. He gets it right there. It's good stuff. And also Norman Reedus, if you want to check out one of David's Daryl impressions, Norman Reedus actually shared it on his own Instagram page. You can check it out there. And make sure you leave a comment and tell him Phil sent you, just because, I gotta take care of myself too, David. Anyways, sends lots of love to David. Okay, so yeah, Lannister actor and the kid, great, and the kid that was playing the little future dead man there did a great job in this particular episode too, and showing up to make us give a shit about him for 5 fucking minutes. Let's play Pete's voicemail. Pete, I don't know why I'm saying it like this, Pete. Pete, I'm going to play your voicemail now.
Hey, Phil, play-by-play guy. He did not disappoint.
Allison balls her hands into fists while she sits on a chair in her apartment. Her face strains as Kriston pushes his face between her legs. She rocks her hips back and forth.
Oh my God.
Later, Kriston picks up his armor from the floor and puts it on, while Allison slips on a black stocking.
And the music was in there too. Oh my goodness. Please, if you uncover any more amazing gems from our good buddy and co-host voiceover man, our voice description guy, please share them. I need to hear that again. I think excuse me while I turn the camera off and listen to that again.
Hey, Phil, play-by-play guy. He did not disappoint.
Allison balls her hands into fists while she sits on a chair in her apartment. Her face strains as Kriston pushes his face between her legs. She rocks her hips back and forth. Later, Kriston picks up his armor from the floor and puts it on, while Allison slips on a black stocking.
I should have said why Allison zips him up. So we get the small council. We get some backstory about what's happening then, what's happening now in the war. We get some good comedy. There's a lot of information that pops in here in this particular scene about, shit that's just going on in like wartime sort of shit that's going on in the background, and sort of exposition that we're getting within this scene. I don't wish I had the audio, but it's one of those things where I'm not going to take note for note, but listen back to that scene and listen in the background of it, because the first time you watch through, you might listen to the foreground, but in the background, they kind of talk a lot about some of the stuff that's going on in the background. And some of the military advances and setup going on to there. I am back from walking my doggos, and my crazy neighbors probably think I'm crazy. I mean, if you're blasting some foolish, they don't know I'm along here. You're hearing a voice, a loud voice, a ticklish voice that's singing songs. He's crispy and he loves her. He thinks she's innocent, but it all gets busted later. Oh my God, she loves me. She loves me not. Okay, so sorry about that. But we get that a little bit later with him in the Aemon scene, where Aemon is breaking all he's put Alicent up on this pedestal. Everything wrong is Rhaenyra's fault. I am back. We got Sandroko in the live chat. Thank you to all of you folks that have been popping in tonight. Wow, we've had a good crowd here tonight, and we continue to have good folks in here. So keep the comments, keep it pushing, keep it sharing away. We're about halfway done this episode. Let's keep it pushing and pulling and pushing and pulling. Let's keep digging in there like Crispin Cole. We can do it. We could do it. You could do it. I can said okay. Okay, so let's dig back into this episode, right? Like Crispy. And sorry, I'm texting. Oh, let me play Jay's message while I send this quick text. Ooh. And am I smiling? What kind of text am I sending? Am I sending an Aegon text? No.
You don't need a real Stark, right? Because we're still like 1,000 years away from that. Like, Rhaegar's not even born, right? Like, this show is still in the past. Like, before they even go to Westeros, isn't it? Or something? All right, later.
Okay, now you can hear me. I already answered your question. I just played at the stall time so I could send a text. Yeah. I'm an asshole. Okay, so Sir Salty's Crispy. I was being a little crispy right there, actually. Crispy. I love Smog the Dragon. Now that's a real dragon. Not these Targaryen dragon motherfuckers. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so Aegon is like this is the scenes where Aegon starts being hilarious, and he's like, I want Aemon to kill everybody. He's just such a prick. As the heir gets taken out, it's hilarious. He's cocky as fuck. Aegon and Otto's telling him how bad things are really in the situation. He's like, no, things aren't bad. I know Matt. I'll handle everything. The Lannisters like, we need more cash because for the fleets, and the High Towers need more cash for the fleets. And then Aemon comes on in, and Alicent's like, get out of here, Aemon. And Aegon's like, no, Mom, shut the fuck up. He's my brother. He's not heavy. He's awesome. Hey, bro, what's up with you and that badass dragon killing everybody? Come on over. Come and sit on my lap, brother. You're the best. And Aemon's smart enough to know how to kiss Aegon's ass. Yeah, brother, you're the true king. You're the man. You're going to let me kill anyone I want and never get me in trouble for it. Fuck yeah, motherfucker. He's feeling it right now. He has the perfect setup. Aemon has the perfect setup to indulge his vices. He's got a brother that fully supports his artistic ventures. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that about Aegon, the way he covers his brother's ass. And I also appreciate that about Aemon, how he's tactically fucked up enough to know that he has to placate his idiot brother enough to... That's all that matters. He can do anything he wants. No one's going to stop him. No one's going to... Aegon doesn't have a moral code. He doesn't care. It's not like he's going to go, oh, yeah, don't, you went too far, Aemon. He's not going to say that ever to him. There's no logic in that pair. There's no logical one of those two idiots. I mean, that's what's hilarious about them. They're the moron twins. You know, I mean, not saying they're not capable in some ways, but they're definitely the moron twins. They're like the examples of inbreeding brothers. You know, like they ain't too bright. Or I mean, they're again, intellectually, Aemon seems like a good tactician, or he could study tactics and understand strategies and that kind of stuff. But you know what I mean. Dun, 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 dun. Antoine, Phil, good night. I'm going to work tomorrow morning, but I'll watch the rest of this. Antoine, it's always better with you around, my friend. Lots of love to you. Thank you so much for the awesome texts and voicemail earlier. We got 7 more of these after this week. I'm excited to talk about this entire season and be back in this world. And it's just going to get better from here with Dunkin' Egg coming soon too. Okay. Aegon very quickly forgot how Aemon treated. Very quickly. That's because you got. I was gonna call him a weapon, but when it's like your brother got tougher than you, so you want to kiss his ass and make sure he has your back. It's Aemon somehow grew from an 11-year-old to a 35-year-old in 4 years. I don't know how long it actually was, but he looks so old. He looks like he looks older than Daemon sometimes. Like a more mature man than Daemon. And somehow it seems like Aegon got shorter. He seemed taller, the younger Aegon. I don't know. Maybe it's my imagination, but whatever. But either way, yeah, it's that situation where you could totally beat up your brother when they were younger. I'm an only child, by the way, so I don't really know this. I know this stuff from my cousins. Hi, cousins who might be watching. But like you beat up the little one, and then the little one gets to be the big one, and you can't beat them up anymore. I'll be back every Sunday at around this time talking about the episodes. And I'll try to pop on one other day this week, or when I can get into a rhythm of it, one other day during the week, to do some sort of roundup to catch up on a couple of shows like The Boys and some other stuff I want to talk about too. But I am also doing on Wednesdays with Tony, but I'm trying to find another day. It might end up being in the summers. I have a lot of kids perform. I go to schools and I play drums. I do like a comedy show for kids in front of a bunch of kids, like hundreds of them and stuff. And so there's a lot of screaming and blah, blah, blah. But all the shows are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So I'll try to figure out doing something on maybe a Friday or a Monday or something, or a Thursday night or a Sunday nights anyways, or maybe a Thursday night or something. Anyways, blubbity boobity blubbities. Aemon comes in and Aegon's like, it's my brother. You're awesome. We get some dragon chess talk, which is good. My 2 dragons better than 1 dragon. We get the biggest dragon. My dragon will kill your dragon. This dragon over this dragon will kill this dragon. I like it. That's another song. That has to be a song somewhere. Otto tells him stuff. He doesn't like it. He's like, you're lame. So we get to Larys and Crispy. Larys doesn't like, this is the Larys and Alicent scene where he's like, so, I couldn't find you. What were you doing? You were talking. I saw you talking to that guy. What's up? Where are you? What's going on? And he got her replacement staff. Is that what he said? And then we go to the bath with her kicking herself. I'm not sure exactly. I'd have to rewatch that scene to see the credibility of it. And I was too concentrating on his change of tone in the way he was giving the performance and him giving her stink face and being upset of the whole situation. I always see Alicent in her role in the Bates Motel. I was trying to place her what I knew her from. Thank you for saying that, because I never quite placed that. Just like I didn't. Isn't the kid from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that plays Norman in that? Like I could never place that for some reason. It's a show I don't think about, but definitely had a really strong. Was it just the first season? And I forget the rest of this show, but I remember really enjoying the first season of it. Alicent looks like the same age as her son, Aemon and Aegon. Yeah, Daemon does look younger. He really does. What about this? I think Daemon is always calculating. Should he own his own actions or admit he was weak, can't control his dragon? Or Aemon. We didn't see his outright admission either way. Yeah, I don't think he opened up to anyone about that, right? Instead, there's an episode of Frasier where Mad Dog, is that Bulldog, saves the day. And Frasier knows that he doesn't really save the day. It's like an accident. They save the day, but he takes the credit for it. And then over the time of the episode, he sort of eventually freaks out and has to disclose what happens. There's a thing like that. Like, Aemon is taking ownership of it and acting like I meant to kill him. I meant to bite his ass and stuff like that. I wonder, maybe as you say, like calculated and tactically is doing that because no one's going to believe him anyway, so he might as well use it as a way of building up a reputation of don't fuck with me. 100% Rishi. I was going to talk about that later, but we'll talk about that now. David's agreeing with you. With the White Worm, they definitely lessened her accent. She was much, to Dr. Cox, that multiple syllable, that much newbie, that much better than that. Bulldog, where he saves the day by accidentally spilling coffee on the burglar when really he used Roz as a human shield. Exactly. I feel like there's an episode of Cheers like that with Sam too, where Sam has sex with some dude's wife and he shows up with a gun, and then Sam gets shot in the butt running away, and it's actually people think that he did something heroic, but Diane knows he didn't, and he really just like got. And then the guy shows up at the end with a gun and threatens to shoot Sam again. So maybe it's just a Frasier and Cheers world thing. I think we like them to address Luke's death more in depth. Katniss said, "Your name reminds me of the cat singing in the out." Mel Mackey and cat snacks. Yeah, Eamon's ego would not allow that. Me too, David. We need to do I've been thinking about recently something fun we should do, but maybe we'll do a Frasier retrospective podcast and talk about some of our favorite Frasier moments and some of the foundation data, because I love that damn show too. I also love Cheers. I love them both in different ways, equally in different ways. Because I grew up, Cheers was more of like staying up late on when I couldn't watching. It was more, a show I watched as a child and snuck away and watched it and stuff. But Frasier is probably one of the most well-written shows of all time, like from beginning to end. Anyways, different topic altogether. We'll look forward to this later in the Walking David and Fill the Issues guy. Cheers. And I learned our lesson. I learned my lesson about our Back to the Future podcast last time. We're going to do everything in one. Let's do like I can talk more Cheers if you're not as familiar with it. We'll have a Cheers Frasier podcast. Retrospective thing. So we got her in the bath kicking people. Rhaenyra is in the show again, and she's angry as hell, and she's not going to take it anymore. She flies in and she finds Luke's remains, and she's crying. It's a strong scene. Emotional, well done. Show not tell kind of stuff. I like it. More King and Otto bullshit going on again. More moments where Otto's just a swarmy fuck Otto kind of douchebag. We're just get more of these moments.
It's a hot tower rent tonight. It's a hot tower rent tonight. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. It's a hot tower rent tonight. It's a hot tower rent tonight. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. It's a hot tower rent tonight. It's a hot tower rent tonight. Fuck Otto. 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 Fuck Otto.
Yeah, man, fuck Otto. This was the fuck Otto scene. So we get more King Aegon stuff. Aegon is having a great time, and Otto's being a buzzkill. Some dude that's giggling coming up. This was comedy fucking gold. The dude comes up like someone visiting Don Corleone at the date of his daughter's wedding, and he's like, "Excuse me, my flock was taken." And Otto's like, "Oh yeah," and the king's like, "Oh, I am Don Aegon." I can't do a Corleone voice. I can't do a Marlon Brando Don Corleone voice. I'm not even going to try to do it anymore. But imagine it that. But what do you want on my daughter's wedding? I want more sheep. Give me my sheep. But no, he's like, goat. No, they're sheep. Okay, sheep, even better. We'll get you sheep. Get this man some sheep. Well, we can't get this man some sheep. No, get him some sheep. He needs sheep. Over here, get him sheep. Right over here. Get this dude sheep. And Otto's just like, "Actually, King, we can't do what you want to do." And we see Aegon kind of just struggling, having a fun time pushing the limits and telling his grandpa, "Fuck you, I'll do what I want." And yes, of course. Sorry. What am I doing? Why is my camera? Oh, my camera's off because I'm doing awful things behind closed doors. Let me keep doing those awful things. Alf did eat cats. I don't think he ever managed to successfully eat a cat on the series, and he changed. But when in the Alf cartoon, which was for kids, set on Melmac, they were definitely eating cats. They were like cat fast food restaurants that served cat. Yeah, he did. Okay, so the only sitcom I watched with a puppet was the one at Madden's Place, and I barely remember that. Hippie activities are happening at the moment. So, speaking of hippie activities, let's listen to our good buddy Pete's live music with another awesome voicemail.
Queen of the Angles, and the Rhoynar, and the First Men, Lady of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector.
Rhaenyra enters the map table's chamber and stands close with Daemon. They push their heads together. Did you find what you needed? Rhaenyra trembles. She walks to the map table where Rhaenys, Baela, Rhaena, Eric, and other lords and knights stand.
The council stands at the ready, Your Grace.
They surround the map table.
I will fly to Harrenhal at your command. Set our toehold in the Riverland.
Your Grace, my Lord Husband's blockaded the gullets and is in place. Seaborne travelling trade to King's Landing will soon be cut off.
Rhaenyra stares off vacantly.
I want Daemon's Targaryen.
Her gaze intensifies as light from the surrounding torches flickers across her face and shines in her teary eyes. Rhaenyra wanders away. The others watch her walk to a stairway leading out of the chamber.
Oh no, I missed my timing. Thank you so much, Pete's Live Music, for sharing some voice clips of our co-host, play-by-play guy, who I can't quite organize at the moment. Maybe we'll get him back in last week. But either way, it's great that we have you, Pete, to be able to leave these voicemails. I love it. Okay, so more King stuff, more fuck Otto. Yeah, Otto stole the sheep. We hear the king. King wants to say yes to everyone. He's like, I'm the king. The king says king stays king. King does what he wants. I'm going to do what I want. And Aegon is not, I was calling him an idiot a little bit earlier. He's not a complete idiot. He understands the situation. He understands, like, the smithy comes in. He's like, I got to pay you well. I don't know. I only win with wars. He wants the small folk to like him. But he's like a douche. He's not the dumbest tack. He's not the sharpest tack on the tree, but he's not the dumbest one either. Foot Pussy was getting the other one service episode. That was a big moment of this. Oh, we got another subscriber. Welcome to the party. Sci-fi fantasy girl, that cracks me up. Okay, so Aegon is starting to realize as Larys gets his hooks in, we start to get his plan coming into play, it seems like, which is to turn Aegon against Otto, which I am completely okay with. Give me 1 second as we're going to get into this small pour my drink break, brought to you by our good friends. Let's take this small Game of Thrones break to do. I'm like, what? I'm like trying to find something to play here. I'm like what to play here? Let's do this one from our good buddy Pete's Live Music, a Tyrion song. This is from Tyrion Lannister to you.
Where do I begin, my lords and ladies? I am Tyrion, son of Tywin of Clan Lannister.
I'm going to die. May as well be with a song in my heart.
Imp! Dwarf. You should have stopped at imp.
Drinking and lust. No man can match me in these things.
I'm a monster.
Drinking and lust.
That's what I do. I drink and I know things. The Lord of Light wants his enemies burnt.
There you have it.
The Drowned God wants them drowned.
Nothing to worry about.
Why are all the gods such vicious? tuds. Where's the god of tits and wine? I drink.
I'm a vile man.
I drink.
I confess it.
I drink.
I'm a vile man.
I know things.
I'm a great fighter, too. I have lied and cheated, gambled and whored.
That's what I do.
I am the god of tits and wine.
What about the dwarf? Worthless. Chop off his cock.
Let's discuss this.
The dwarf's cock has magic powers.
Wait!
We find a cock merchant. We'll sell it for a fortune.
You can't just hand a dried cock to a merchant and expect him to pay for it. He has to know it came from a dwarf. And how could he know?
It will be a dwarf-sized cock.
Guess again.
What do you want? Gold? Women?
I'm here to help.
Gold in women?
Don't eat the help. Tits and wine.
Stick with me and
Tits
you'll
and
have them all.
wine.
We find a cock merchant.
Milked my heel into a pot of turtle stew. I flogged the one-eyed snake.
I'm a monster.
I skinned my sausage.
As well as a dwarf.
I made the bald man cry.
Imp!
I drink.
Imp!
I drink.
Imp!
And I know things.
Shagger likes accent. I made the bald man cry. Into the turtle stew.
Long, sullen silences and an occasional punch.
And yes, Aegon, Sci-Fi Girl is amazingly correct. Aegon was never dumb. Before all of this, he knew it was not his father's will. 100%. He knew, and Alicent had to manipulate him and cater to his ego and a lot of different situations to get him to believe it, because he even thought she was running a scam in that situation. And I think that's an important point, and that's an excellent point, Sci-Fi Girl. He didn't think he deserved it. He knew he wasn't, which is why he was fine being a frat boy douche-nard and rocking through the Seven Kingdoms. You know, like, he was fine. So, excuse me. It's tough to multitask hippie activities when you're alone sometimes. It's much easier when Tony or Joe are around. Okay, so Larys gets his hooks into fuck Otto. So we get the Larys and Otto scene where Larys and Aegon scene where he's starting to try to turn Aegon against Otto. He is reading the room, knows that Aegon is not feeling Otto right now, and is sort of curbing his instincts to want to be him and do him. So he's slipping in there and losing an opportunity to maybe upgrade his position in this situation. He's a douche-nards. He's a little douche-nards. I feel like I didn't make that up. I feel like that's something said in an 80s movie. Is that Monster Squad? Wolfman's got nards. Maybe I'm just adding the douche aspect. I'm compounding a word. But I think the nards is from Monster Squad. Wolfman's got nards? We got the amazing Julia in the live chat. Aegon is looking for approval he never got from his parents. He's still a piece of fucking shit. I added fucking in there just because I wanted to add some fucking. Can I say that without sounding like a jerk off? And not jack me off in the live chat. Who that's his name. Come on. I mean, it's before we go too far here. Come on, that's his name in there. Yeah, it's true. There we go. Interesting. Guess that's part of the reason he drank and yet didn't care. At one point, knew he was passed over, yet he had access to everything a noble did. Thank you. Wolfman's got nards. Thank you, Jack Me Off in the live chat for popping on in there to prove that I wasn't just making shit up there. Hashtag Wolfnards. 100%. Wolfnards in the house. Okay, I shifted my headphones with my hair, and I don't like the decision. It's not as comfortable as I wanted it to be. But where am I? Okay, so Alicent and Otto have their talk. They get their alone talk of the episode where they decide to they basically it's like, you did this to me, you did that to me, you did this with a wiffle ball bat to me, you put me in this situation, you put me in that situation, you did this, you were right, you were wrong, you were upside down, you're messing with Crispy in that other room with the thong. Like, it was just back and forth between the two of them. But I guess ultimately what came from it is that they're going to work together. That if they work together, they can manipulate Aegon. And it seems like what's being set up here on that side is Otto and Alicent manipulating him on one side, and Crispy and Aemon are going to be manipulating him on another side. And Aegon's just sitting in there doing, I want to hang out with my friends on the Iron Throne, knock down some brews, smoke some blunts, meet some girls, have some parties. Dude, let's go to the bar, watch the game. Like, he's such a bro dude. And that's fine, you know, go bro dudes. Like, yay. But, like, it's funny. He's got like these two groups of people that are seeing their own agenda through him, and his agenda is, and that was set up pretty well in this episode. His agenda is wanting to just sit on the throne and party with his friends and drink and give people goats. Like that's all this idiot wants. You know, I mean idiot. Like, I agree with you. He's not an idiot. He understands, but that's all this bro dude wants. Like, he's calculated. It doesn't matter. Phil, who done it better? Aegon speaking in the window or Homelander? Funny story about that, Sonic. I made a video that compared and contrasted both of those scenes. That video got a lot of views for me, especially my small, measly little channel here. It got a lot of views, and YouTube destroyed it. Someone flagged it for inappropriate content. And it got eliminated from the shores of, I think it had a lot of views. I forget the exact number. I have a picture of it somewhere, but yeah. And I appealed it. They said, no, this is inappropriate. And I did. I showed both scenes back to back. I said, who did it better? I had the music, the Homelander music play. Yeah, no. Not flagged for copyright. Like, it specifically said, deleted for graphic material or whatever it was. I still have the email. That was a successful fucking video for me. I was pissed. I don't have many successful videos. That one was one. I was angry. I had a good idea of doing that too. I that popped in my head. I'm like, oh, I'm going to make that video. That's awesome. Nope. Fuck you. Whoever flagged that. Okay, so yeah, damn you, YouTube. It was funny. That shit was funny. Anyway, so Alicent and Otto talk their shit. They're a team now. So some goats, and we see a stowaway. It's the White Worm Asaria. Is that her name, Asaria? I might be pronouncing that incorrectly. And she's brought back to Daemon. She talks shit. They go back and forth. Daemon's like, "You're fucked up. How long were you sucking on Otto Hightower's fine tit?" Well, as long as he pays me. I don't care. He's not. And she has a really, really good line. One of the best written lines in the episode for me. She calls him out. She goes, "You only blame me because your enemies are out of reach." Ooh, I want to use that against somebody arguing with me for the wrong reason. Or when you're sort of like someone's taking out their anger on you and you know they're pissed about something else. You're only blaming me because your true enemies are out of reach. That's just it's a well-written line that makes a lot of sense. He presses her for info. She knows shit. She comes back into play a bit later. And Daemon walks out and says to Eric, brother love number 2, she should be treated for a traitor of the crown. He's like, well, I disagree. What she's saying is true. She just took money. She's a for-profit person. She knows the inner workings of King's Landing and XYZ, blah, 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 whatever he says. That puts the bee in his bonnet to create the thought in Daemon later. So we get Rhaenyra's home. Daemon and her kind of embrace. She walks off, goes to the awesome-looking table. The table looks really awesome in this scene. And everyone's waiting for her opinion, waiting for her to say something. And she's like, I want Aemon Targaryen now. No. There is no Dana, only Sol. Like, she goes, bam. Get that motherfucker here the fuck now. Lucy, leave it. Lucy. Thank you. So, Daemon comes into the White Worm, and he uses this as an opportunity to further one of his plans, because he sees she's seeing red. And Daemon comes into the White Worm. He goes, listen, this is where we get into my problem with the episode. I appreciate all of this, but I wish it was done in a different order. I would appreciate as well if anyone who was not familiar with the source material watched this for the first time, how it played for you. It might have played very differently than it played for me. Feel free to call in 781-990-8509. Leave a voicemail. If you want to call in and talk one-on-one, we can do that too, and I can turn on the phone lines, and we can have a talk. We can have a one-on-one conversation. But I'm curious how this all played for you guys. But for me, we got too much warm up for what was about to happen here. Daemon talking here. All we should have gotten was this moment with Daemon and her. Excuse me. Then the next we hear of all of this should have been the kid being grabbed. Or them going into the room and, grabbing Helena. I think it would have had a hell of a lot more shock value. And then see, as I was saying earlier, then carbon date it, whatever, like flashback, rewind, and kind of then connect to Daemon talking to the two of them and setting up this whole situation and seeing that scene in the aftermath of what happened. Rather than going from here to Daemon breaking into the city, to Daemon talking to them, setting up the plan all the way, and then basically calling our shot, knowing exactly what was going to happen. What made Ned Stark, the Red Wedding, and the Mountain versus the Viper moments as effective as they were for huge shock value of really grabbing you was the surprise of all of them. There was no surprise here. It was still effectively done, shot well, emotionally driven, made sense in the way, showed Daemon to be the person that the show wants us to show us who Daemon is. And that was what it was used for, more than to elicit that Red Wedding kind of feel. It could have been used in that way. I don't think it was. At least it wasn't for me. It was used more of a way of enhancing Daemon's character and adding more texture to him, which is fine. It's just, it didn't play in a shocking way because they basically called it through the episode. Even if you had not read the source material, you knew exactly what was coming. And it's a choice. It's not the choice I would have made, but I'm not making hundreds of $1,000s a year making television programs. So who the fuck am I? But that's what I'll say. I would have made a different choice in the way I would have translated that material to screen. That's just my opinion on it. Do we have the beautiful Jackie C in the live chat? Thank you, Jackie C, for popping on in here tonight. Let's catch up in the live chat. After his kid gets killed, I wonder which sphere of influence he will choose. The two aggro males of his mummy and Pup, who I think, in my mind, the way his mind shifts, it will be to Crispy and Aemon, because they more will feed into his carnal desires, where Otto and Alicent are going to be trying to stop him from doing things and controlling him in that fashion. They're not going to be catering to his ego in the same way that Crispy and Aemon will be. So I think he's going to cater more to them personally, is the way I see the situation. They did. Julius said someone else said that earlier in the chat too. They definitely, and David was talking about that, they definitely toned down her accent. She was amazing in this episode. Just be in the sense of maybe I was starving and it's the cracker thing. I finally got the cracker of her not doing that accent, but I liked it. I liked her moments in this episode with Damon. I thought the chemistry worked more this season than it did last. All of her performances last season, less than her small performance in this episode. I thought it was believable, effectively done, and the accent was improved majorly. Oh shit. I just splashed my drink over everything on my computer and stuff because I'm a klutz. Let me play a song while I go get a towel, and we'll get back into our recap. I couldn't begin to explain to you how much everything splattered everywhere. That was a klutzy moment. All of you people that are popping on in right now, you picked the perfect opportunity right when I spilled everything. And we got the amazing Carl Wayne alive. I mean, ultimately, what I spilled was vodka and soda, so it actually does a good job cleaning everything. It was actually what you got to see right now is me cleaning all my computer stuff for the first time in a long time. Yes. And what we need to do too as well is get Carla involved in our musical. We were writing musical songs earlier tonight for the show. And we definitely have to get you in on that too, Al. They call him Crispy Baby. He's licking her down. He's got the Krispy Kreme. He's rocking with the frown. He is a sad little bit. He is a licky ride. His name is Crispy Baby. He's crispy, crispy tight. He's crispy, 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 crispy. Rock on the crispy and the crispy and the crispy on the crispy, crispy ride. Crispy, crispy, crispy ride. Okay, Crispy. That's enough of your damn song. Okay, so Mad Sinister, you're just in time. The time you arrive is the absolute right time. Because that's when the party starts, my friend. It's wet. It's very wet here. So hey, that's what Allison was saying in that scene. But that's beside the point. Ha ha ha. That was great. Okay, at least it didn't land on the audio equipment. Okay, so I think I don't hear any static shorting out going on. I think we've solved the problem. We made it through. We made it through the technical difficulties here. We did it. They call him Krispy Kreme. He's rockin' rippin' now. He's got that crispy style. He's got the crispy frown. All right, I'll shut up now. Okay, let's continue with this stuff. I do think I will try. I talked to him earlier today and was trying to get him to decide he wanted to jump on, but he didn't. I will try my best to get him on. I know Tony will be joining us at some point this season for a few silliness as well. Okay, so Daemon comes into the White Worm. He talks to her, and her accent, as I said, is much, much better. Daemon has a plan. He has a plan to get the situation. We get the emotional scene in the episode. It really was a kind of emotional moment. It's this emotional music. Are you playing emotional? Okay, I'll shut up, Tim. I'll shut up now, okay? Okay, I'll shut up. I mean, but I'm talking a lot.
You're a talker. Listening to talkers makes me thirsty. If any more words come pouring out your cunt mouth, I'm gonna have to eat every fucking chicken in this room.
Fucking asshole. I mean, Jesus, what an asshole that guy is. I don't know who the hell that bastard is. Okay, so Jason's coming to talk to Mom. He starts talking about how we get a couple of exposition moments in the background of the scene, which I thought was done well. They were doing the exposition. They were melting it in there really well, just like Crispin. No, they were melting it in really, really well. And we go off to Jace talking to his mom. He's got 2,000 from the Stark people. The Vale has supported if they get a dragon to kind of guard the Vale. And this was a very true, real, emotional moment when she hugs him and they kind of both have a breakdown kind of thing. I thought this was done really well. I wouldn't say it was, I liked it. If I'm making my judge list of my favorite scenes of the episode, my favorite scene is still the Rhaenys and Daemon scene, but this was up there as well as one of my favorite scenes. I think the actor that plays Jace did this exceptionally well. I didn't quite get teary-eyed myself, but I could feel the wispiness. If I wasn't taking notes, it might have got me. It might have got me. I could have got there, Sci-Fi Girl. I was getting close. If I play sad music, maybe I could get there. Can I play sad music now? Play sad music. That's the Vhagar.
I'm Vhagar. I eat people. I am Vhagar. I eat the little boy. He better not get up because I am annoyed. I am Vhagar. Eat little boys and little annoying dragons. Yeah.
But I was gonna try to play sad music. Play sad music, producer guy. Play me some sad music to talk about a very serious scene here. Okay, can you play me some serious music? Fuck you, Phil! Hi! Sorry, my producer sucks. He's an asshole. Okay, so little brother really grew up. Yeah, I didn't recognize. He did. He had like a Finn Wolfhard kind of growth spurt. He got old. But it's the age looks well on him. The hair looks good on him. I think he had a good vibe about him in this episode. I like Jason this episode. Vhagar versus Vigo. That would be an interesting battle. That would be incredibly wonderful. I do think there's something to that battle that we will probably try to see a solution to that battle at some point, because I think it would be great. Because
I, Vigo, the Lord of Carpathia. I am Vhagar. I will eat you.
I am the season of evil on a mountain of dragon bones. Over. I'll take Vhagar in that fight. Will you?
I win.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm hearing voices. I'm talking in voices. I'm talking in hands. In hands? I don't know. What are you talking in hands? Talking in tongues. I was trying to say talking in tongues. I said talking in hands. Okay. Rhaenyra is such a badass. I love her too. I loved her in this episode too. She was short but sweet parts. You know, she didn't have a lot to do in this episode, but everything she did, she kicked motherfucking ass. So we get this scene where the two of them just emotionally connect, and enough being silly about it. It was just a really very well done emotional scene. So we get Alicent in this next scene doing her best Carmela Soprano, lighting candles, being holier than thou, even, you know, asking for crispy forgiveness. And they cut it with the funeral for Viserys. We go off to Daemon, and this is where we get more into blood and cheese. We get into Daemon making a bribe to get into the front door. I thought this was really good too. You could have also left it at this, with Daemon showing up at King's Landing and giving the bribe. But I thought it's a good moment where you get to fuck the Hightowers. I got to audio sample that at some point. And then we see Daemon meeting, was it Blood? And the bigger guy, Daemon's guy, the second guy was Cheese. I confused the two of them. Whatever. One's Blood, one's Cheese. He's meeting the dude. He finds this like sick dude. He's like, here's my buddy. He's your buddy tonight. He gives him a ton of cash, and he goes, you go kill the prince. So we go kill the heir to the throne. So we know that right here in this moment, right here, we know exactly what's going to happen. There's no more surprise. And I'm not going to say that was a problem, because I still think it was done well. It's just for 100% effectiveness, even though I knew it was coming, I wouldn't have minded this being a surprise. But instead, I guess they know their audience, and they know that most people watching this are probably people that have heard or understand what's coming up here, and that this like blood and cheese is a thing, and people know it's a thing and it's going to happen. So maybe they just wanted to give you more sort of lead up to show you how it happened and leading into it. That's why I'm saying that, to me, how it came across more in this episode, and that's, again, not a bad thing. It's a choice. The choice was to make it more of a Daemon character moment. And that was a choice. And I'll take it. Yep, Coward liked the episode of Daemon when he killed the crab man. Loved it. I like how hypocritical Crispy can be. I kind of feel like Rhaenyra was his first. It seemed like that. Like he plays the jaded lover kind of vibe really well, even with the way that he was having. Like, I almost wanted him to have a moment where when Alicent was helping him on with the thing, to go, could you zip me up? There was a moment where it seemed like that. Didn't she have like 4 words the entire episode? But I ate up every goddamn dish of that Carla. I put it in a goddamn bowl, licked the bowl clean when it was over. Every moment that Rhaenyra was in was a strong moment. When she showed up, just her face, she didn't have to say anything. It was 100% the showing, not telling kind of stuff with her. And I guess with Alicent too, and with Crispy and with everyone. Like, I think this episode did a good job with that stuff in this episode. This episode did a good job with that stuff in this episode. In the sense to show us stuff, not necessarily tell us, and really kind of get us in the feels and the emotions of those moments, and give us just enough of everything in the right amount of ways. The only criticisms I have of this episode are involving the blood and cheese situation and how it was chosen to be depicted on screen. I was just hoping for a slightly different take on it. But again, that's me. Who gives a fuck what I think? I mean, some of you guys, the people watching right now, you might care what I think. But besides the awesome people watching right now that, are listening to me, but you can still not care what I think, Eat it up. It's crispy, crispy, crispy. That Alicent 101 recipe is finger licking good. Daemon's original plan was to kill Vhagar with an Aemon. Trying to kill just Aemon was smarter. Without the rider, Vhagar would probably just have flown back to Driftmark. Yeah, I mean, and if you have an opportunity again to just kill Aemon and he's not on that dragon, you cut that motherfucker's throat. They were tipping the hat to the book readers. They were. And I think that is fine. Again, that's why I'm saying it wasn't bad. It just was a choice that I would have made slightly different. But again, I'm big on the shock value. And I'm big on thinking about this show from a standpoint of people that don't know what's about to happen and how it would be best effective in that way. But really, doesn't matter. It's a choice. They killed that little fucking boy Sonic. But if you didn't read the books, you wouldn't think a toddler was going to die. True. That's the other side of that, Julia, that you're right about. And someone else said that earlier too. That's the side that I'm not thinking about because I know what happened. So my brain autocorrects it a little bit. And my brain knows that what was going to happen. So I was thinking, oh, what's the best way for that to happen? Not realizing someone that's watching it for the first time would think, they're not going to kill a kid. They're not really going to kill a kid. Even Sonic's like, did they just kill that kid? Still asking, did they kill that kid? I'm not sure. Yeah, they killed the kid. So everything I'm saying might be just full of shit. I guess I'm saying I'm full of shit and I'm a big baby and I want it my way like a Burger King. That's basically what I'm saying here. I didn't read it, but I wasn't shocked. And that's what I want Sandroko to be like, I didn't read it and I was shocked. Because instead, again, in the scene with Daemon paying them off, Sandroko, who was watching this for the first time, knew exactly what was about to happen. I mean, maybe they thought at the last minute something might happen to save the kid, but most likely in that moment Daemon said, kill the prince, go kill the baby, kill the kid, now. So everyone knew, the people watching this for the first time in that moment were introduced to the possibility that the kid was killed instead of in the moment, they show up, grab her, kill the kid before you even have a chance to think. And then you're like, what the did I just see? That's how I wanted it. But again, I'm just some guy that spilled his drink all over his computer. Like, who gives a fuck what I want? Do we have the motherfucking Miss Duncan the Tall and Smokahontas in the live chat? Two amazing folks. I was disappointed in the scene with Bun and Cheese. Wish they would have stayed close to the books. 100% Smokahontas. This was one of those examples where I'm all for changes if they're better versions of the change. Bridge Tony and I were talking about on Tony's pre-show about would it be better from book to screen and how the Red Wedding in my mind, and Tony was bringing this up and I agreed that I feel like the television version of that was more emotionally effective. I feel like this wasn't. This was better the way I read it. So I'm with you 100% on that. The amazing Nicole Smokahontas. Blush. Bat my eyes. Okay, so sent a text. I will get to that in a moment. Mad Sinister. If I'm missing your chat and you have something you want to say, you can text on in at 781-990-8509. I should say that slower. 781-990-8509. That number's on screen. There. Up there. You can text or call that number. I made it so short, and they made it so short, and Helena's reaction was like, oh, okay. I'm out with my other kid. She wasn't really meant to, she was meant to absolutely fall apart there. I think they've I'm not going to say underwritten, but underexposed us to her. And this was another example of it. So I agree with everything you just said right there. Lone wolf. I was like, I'm trying to think if I have anything much to add. I think you said that perfectly. You said that way more succinctly than I ever could. I was literally looking for a block of cheese the whole episode, Sonic. I keep hearing about blood and cheese. I thought this was like a euphemism for cheese gone bad, says Sonic. I editorialized your comment, Sonic. A.R. Kagan says, do you think that Adam and Alan Hull were merged into one character? Probably. I think they're doing that, and that's one of those things I don't mind when you're doing a show. I think books open up things way more for multiple characters in situations when you amalgamize. Oh, is that the word? There's a word for it, but that I'm not using correctly. But I do like that. I agree, Phil. Lack of red. Yes. 100%. It was a whimper. They kill people all the time. The kid or not, that's not how it's done. It wasn't a shock. Thank you, Phil. I agree with Phil. I'm always afraid I'm going to send somebody else a text instead of Phil. Well, hey now. What are you sending? Hey. The line she said in the books to Halo was chilling. I wonder why they omitted that. 100% Cat of Saturn. I kept waiting for that line. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. She's my queen. Sorry, that's horrible. David, if you're still listening, it was horrible. Let me get to some texts. I will, Antoine. 859 says, and thank you, 859, for texting back. It's been a while. It's been since last season. Blood and Cheese was supposed to be the red wedding of the dance, but it's disappointing to me. I hear you, and I mean, we're at that point now. We're at the end of the episode. This is the last scene. It all closed out here. Let's finish talking about Blood and Cheese. To those, I almost want to make enough just for everyone watching right now. Let's do that. We got 112 votes. Thank you so much to everyone. I haven't been watching numbers. Thank you so much. 112 votes tonight. For a small channel like mine and all the people out there streaming, I appreciate all you motherfuckers that come out here to the real place, to the party, and have a good time with me. Thank you so much. But what did you think? We got 42% said an awesome time. 37% said it's pretty good. 16% said okay, but meh. And 4% said a disappointing turd. Let's end this. I want to get more specific with that question and ask a question. Oh, wait. Sorry, wrong thing. And do one more poll here for the end of our show. And I know I might not got too many votes on this one, but let's see for everyone watching. Oh, I have to... You know what? I unplugged my keyboard so I could clean it off and dry it off without typing, and now I have to actually plug it back in. So let me try not to spill my drink again. Wouldn't that be hilarious if I spilt it again when I tried to plug this thing in? Where is it? Let me plug this bad boy right back in, and everything smells like my grape soda stuff. Okay, my grape seltzer. So was Blood and Cheese what you wanted it to be? No, was Blood and Cheese... Yeah, was Blood and Cheese done well? I'm just going to say, was Blood and Cheese done well? Just simple there on that one. Was Blood and Cheese done well? Yes or no? If you're still watching, if you're still with us, vote on this poll. I'm very curious. Thank you, Jay. We're the old school one, Matt. We've been doing recaps since the final season of Breaking Bad over here, so we appreciate it. We appreciate you guys knowing who the after show. We just don't have a puppet and Joe ranting right now, and I apologize for that. You have to deal with. It's been a long time since I did a podcast on my own, so by myself. It's been a couple of. I talk a lot, as you know. So this is therapeutic for me. So I appreciate all of you guys. Yeah, why do you have to kick the fucking doggo, Carla? Like, that was more shocking and more horrible than Blood and Cheese. CC says, the audacity of Christian to fuck Alicent, but talk crap about Rhaenyra for that one time. Love that guy. Almost got his sheep back. I did. I want that guy to get his sheep back. And he is a little fucking douche nozzle. You know, like, shut up and get your head between her legs and stop being a dickbag. You know your one role, Crispy. Like, just be glad that you got to, like, you know, play in those two particular neighborhoods, and stop being a little whiny douche nozzle. Get, like, more shutting up and putting your head in Alicent and less hearing that asshole talk. You know what I mean? Fuck Crispin Cole. I don't need graphic depictions of toddler's death. If I want that, I'll read Stephen King. The sound effects were enough. For me, it's not about that, Julia. It's about the shock of not knowing what was going to happen before it happened. They could have cut the scene the same exact way for me that they did cut it, but I just wanted to remove the Daemon hiring them scene and putting that within the aftermath of the screams or the freaking out of Helena after it happened. Like, rewinding it and sort of ending the episode with Daemon talking to them and showing that Daemon was the one that ordered the hit. But I would have rather go from the next thing that we see about it is them entering the room from after Daemon talking to Massaria. That's where I differ from what we actually saw. Excuse me. Kick the Dog had more shock. What the fuck was up with that? Don't kick a fucking dog. Don't even play kick a dog. Was that a CG dog? Was that dog like a stunt dog to kick? Like, what? How in an acting standpoint did they act out kicking a dog without kicking a dog? Unless that was fake. Please tell me that was a fake dog and they didn't really, like, you know, this dog's trained. It enjoys getting kicked. No, the fuck. Like, please tell me that was a CG damn dog. Better goddamn have been. Exactly, Smoke. The lovely Smokahontas. I agreed. I want Mailer's choice 100%. The choice thing, I was surprised that we didn't get. I kept expecting that too. Again, choices. This was a good episode. Any complaints that I have are choices. The choices worked to depict what they wanted to depict. I know more about Daemon. I thought it worked for that. If I'm being a whiny little douche nozzle myself, it's because I am... because I'm an awful person. I suck. I'm bad. Oh, yeah, boo. Yeah, that's right. Boo. Boo back, you little motherfuckers. Don't make me sick blood and cheese on you. It's log. I enjoyed the first 3 episodes of The Boys. I would say I liked last season a little bit better, but the first 3 episodes have been, you know, the Boys is The Boys. It's great to have it back. Enjoying it. It's fun. I'm very excited about The Bear, which is coming back too for another B show. But 3 episodes in, The Boys is excellent. But what's really been excellent, the show I'm watching the most with the most love at the moment right now, besides this show, which I'm enjoying after 1 episode, is Interview with the Vampire, with our good buddy Grey Worm on it. That continues to be one of the most underrated shows on television. First season was excellent. The second season has been just as good. The material is better in the first season in some ways, but I think the show itself has just been just as good in the second season so far, and adding a lot of dimension to that story. They recast one of the characters, and I think the recasting works. And Grey Worm is kicking ass on that show. There's a lot of really good work going on Interview with the Vampire. So if you're a fan of, watch a couple of episodes and see if it's your thing. If it is, I think you'll enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. But The Boys are back. 3 episodes have dropped. The Boys is great. It's great to have The Boys back. There's some amazing moments. Especially Butcher moments. The first 3 episodes are Butcher steals the show. Sometimes Homelander steals the show, but Butcher really steals the show. And also, Frenchie is really funny as well. Can you and Tony please start covering Interview with the Vampire? I definitely want to start covering Interview with the Vampire. I mentioned this before, I'm going to do like a round-up show of some sort where I talk about a bunch of shows in one podcast, one show like this. And hopefully Tony and Joe at different times will be able to join me. And I'd love to podcast with Tony every day and talk about so many different shows. But Interview the Vampire is one I would absolutely love to break down more and break each episode down. If I had more time sometimes, if I didn't have to work other things, if I could just do this, that would be a show I would love to cover because I am loving that show so much. And I think it's incredible and great. It's Grey Worm is I'm not saying the actor's name, but he's doing an amazing job on it. So if you're a fan of the Anne Rice stuff, or if you've never heard of, you're just a vampire fan, or you're just a fan of good AMC television, I highly recommend that. Okay. I don't with the first Law series. I don't think so, Miss Duncan, but I should be if you're suggesting it. There's no such thing as bad sci-fi. There's some Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie even. There's some Star Trek movies that might argue with you, Sci-Fi Girl. Star Trek 5 has a bone to pick with that statement. But for the most part, I agree with you. I enjoy most sci-fi. Julia, I will definitely talk to Tony and we'll see if we can figure something out because I know Tony watches that show, or he watched the first season of it anyways, and feels similarly to the way I feel about it. It's a very good show. Very good damn show. I wonder what Joe thinks about Acolyte. Some bad writing. I have a lot of Star Wars stuff to catch up on, and I haven't watched that quite yet. I don't even care about animals. It's just more shocking, says San. So far, it's a unique concept. I'm enjoying it. Who knew Grey Worm could... Exactly. He's really good on that show. Really. The multiple ways he plays the same character is just incredible. Okay, let's take a couple more chats right now. 304. That is Mad Sinister. Mad Sinister here. Such a great show. And always a great recap by Phil. Oh, always a great comment by you, Mad Sinister, as I'm reading your previous comment above it, too. I hope Blood and Cheese gets it good next week. These bastard bums are my House of the Dragon enemy number 1. Maybe I'm a psychopath, but I'm Team Green. Do you think the king will get them in the next episode? Possibly. Yes, I do think we're going to get some fallout for the situation in the next episode. This series has been good about following up on things right away. We'll do some time jumps, but it usually follows up on things right away. I will take the voicemails. I'll get back to those in a second. If you want to get your voice in the show, call in 781-990-8509. I can take off the Do Not Disturb if anyone wants to call in and talk. Let me know. Or leaving a voicemail is more your cup of cocoa. Please do that. Unless Knights of the Old Republic games pop up, I'm with you, San. I'm just a small town boy living up a minute. I mean, he was striking, Miss Duncan the Tall. I love in the Deep Space Nine episode Trials and Tribulations when we get a Jadzia Dax played by the amazing Terry Farrell, the beautiful Terry Farrell. A scene where her and Cisco are talking about how she's checking out a guy on the crew, and he thinks she's checking out Spock, but I ruined the story. He thinks she's checking out Kirk. Like Kirk always had a reputation as a ladies' man, and she's like, no, Spock, he's hot. So yeah, Leonard Nimoy was in it. Rest in peace, Leonard Nimoy is, but the character of Spock is definitely still somebody some people think about in that fashion. Oh wait, yeah, those bastards. Pete's Live Music says Do you think about the movie Sophie's Choice at all? Meryl Streep movie? I do. I do think about it. I often quote Sophie's Choice. Okay, so let me go. Let me continue. Let me finish off this recap here. So we go off to Daemon making the bribe. We go off to Aemon and Crispy being like, we can manipulate this kid too. We go off to we need to get Alicent and Otto away from the situation so we can get our king to do whatever the fuck we want. He calls his mom out on being a douchebag and having two tongues, and Crispy sort of has this look on his face like, wait, your mother isn't perfect, but she tastes perfect. She's delicious. She must never lie. Crispy's such a fucking idiot, dude. Grow up, Crispy. Crispy defends her, but he blames Rhaenyra for everything. But you can see sort of a uncovering and a discovery phase going on in that too. Disney needs to be sold and rebranded. I'm continuing Star Trek Discovery. Next, I stopped in the middle to watch House of the Dragon season 1. Discovery is just ending this season. I have to catch up on it. Thanks for reading my text, Phil. I hope those bums get it good. Y'all dummies didn't watch Andor. Andor is amazing. Amazing. I was not a dummy, and I watched Andor. Best Star Wars thing in fucking years. Really good. Really good series. Nothing. I can't say anything bad or smug or anything about it. Can't talk Star Trek. As a Star Trek fan, I can't talk Star Wars shit about it. I also I like all those series. I don't take Star Wars as serious as some people, so I enjoy it for what it is. I love me some Baby Yoda. So I like all the Mandalorian stuff. I don't care. You put Baby Yoda on the screen, I'm going, aww. It's like a Mugwai. It's like Gizmo. Gizmo Kaka. Give me Baby Yoda. Give me Baby Yoda all over the place. I'm fine. Star Wars is all like Ewoks are cute too. I like give me cute, goofy stuff. If I want, I don't know. Anyways, let me continue on to them. Let me not diverge too far down that road right now. Andor was a great show. Okay, so we go off to Aemon and Crispy being douchebags. Otto comes in, he sends Crispy out, and he's like, you have the most powerful battle station in the whole galaxy, Aemon. You need to be a good brother, and your brother's an idiot. You need to not be an idiot. Your brother doesn't control his impulses. You need to control your impulses. So we go off to the tunnels, and they got a doggo hunting and hinting. They're looking for they find the throne room, and they pop in. This is where we get the Aegon and his drunk ass friends having a frat boy babble talk. And it's, my brother's awesome, and I'm a magnanimous king. I'm like the biggest magnanimous king. I got like a dragon cock. I totally got. We were talking about like foot vagina earlier. Like this is like I had a dragon cock, and we see a Viserys statue, which is a really good likeness. And Blood and Cheese are arguing, having issues. I didn't like to hear them arguing. I could have taken her leaving. And this is the moment where they kick the fucking dog. And I reiterate my point from before. How'd they film this? I didn't see anything at the end of the episode saying no animals were hurt in this episode. Sorry. That's what I'm saying. Let me button up. I have to be like Son on Lost and to button my shirt up. No one wants to, sorry about that. No one wants to see that. Emperor Otto. I haven't watched Andor because I'm still upset. I watched so many Star Wars shows that sucked. Fair enough. That one's a good one though, Jackie C. I promise you. I can't promise you you're going to like anything in particular, but it's a well-made show. It's not like the others. It's not like the others. Not the mama. The baby loved the mama. Okay, so Blood and Cheese have issues. They kick a dog. Fuck you guys. Fuck you douchebags. We see some rats. Dude comes in. You're not supposed to be there. The scene's intense. There's some beating because you know what's going to happen. And as the leading up to what's going to happen seems really intense. Excuse me. We cut back to Blood. Cheese catches up with Blood, and Blood has the queen, and the babies are there. They can't figure out which one's a boy. They ask her which one's the boy. And she goes, that's why I keep reaching over here. Take my necklace. It's worth a lot. Take it. And she points to one of them, and then they play a game of Princess Bride. Are you the person that would tell me to take the thing that, are you the person that will tell me to take the other one? They play the lidocaine powder thing. It's that one. No, it's this one. It's that one. It's that one. No, she told me the right one. She's not gonna want to kill the king. She'd be tricksy and false. No, she's not tricksy and false. It's that one. And we cut off screen and they cut the kid's neck and we can hear the sounds. I agree with Julia. Hearing it off screen was enough. We didn't necessarily need to see it. It was done similar to the way they did the bastard babies in the first season of Game of Thrones. And Helena picks up her other baby and gets the fuck out of there. Or I forgot to mention that when she goes for the necklace, not fair. And they get the boy. The murder happens off screen, but we hear the sounds. She picks up Jahara, whatever her name is, and runs into Alicent's chambers and comes in with, obviously it wasn't the last time, Alicent, and she's riding the merry-go-round that is Crispin Cole, and she realizes what happens. They talk it out, and it's a big, intense scene, and that's the end of our episode of House of the Dragon. What did you guys think? Let's get into this quick poll. Oh, we got 30 quick votes. Was Blood and Cheese done well? It's a close vote. So maybe I am full of Asperger's cheese and blood. That Blood and Cheese, 53% of people say yes, Blood and Cheese was done well. So in this particular equation, I'm wrong. Not the mama. Too young to see death. It really was a sad moment. And I do have to say rest in peace to a real life situation of someone, to my great friend and wonderful friend Shannon, who a couple of days ago lost her son to a huge tragedy, who was murdered actually. So I know I'm changing the mood here, but just in the sense of resting in peace and stuff like that. I know Shannon checks out my shows sometimes. She's mentioned and is a Game of Thrones fan. So Shannon, lots of love to you and your family, and I hope, and sending you all the positive energy in the world. And I hope they catch the motherfucker that did that. Toast to you. So get back to fun ridiculous. Alicent is all about the sex. Alicent is enjoying it. I mean, if you have Crispy at your disposal, would you not take advantage of that, Crispy soul? Crispy might be an idiot, but we really know what it comes down to with him. He is the... They call him Crispy Tonguey. He's riding on it now. We've got that Alicent, she's banging, and her grandson's dead and wow, but she is banging Crispy, and she is it's wow. It's rapping and ripping and ripping and right. She's Alicent and she's riding it tight. Oh, Crispy knows it tight. He's messing with the Crispy and he's ripping it right. Oh, Crispy, 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 baby. Okay, enough of that. Sending lots of love to Shannon in that situation. Shannon, if you check this out at some point, love you, my friend. Sorry about that. Crispy is a bum. No honor. In a series that showed Red and a little girl burning at the stake, all deaths should be shown. Crispy is hot, apparently great at head. It seemed like Alicent was enjoying herself, Jackie C. And that's an important thing. Like, we trash Crispy, but Crispy is important. Crispy works on some important skills. If Crispy, he has a use. Go Crispy. Sandroko says, it was a great episode, but also weak compared to the entire Game of Thrones universe. Very fair. Let's take a couple more live chats, and we'll start to wrap our party up here. How long have I been on here? 2 hours and 36 minutes. That's a long time for one person to talk. But I'm not quieting down. Like, I could keep going for another 2 hours probably if I really was pushing myself. But we've been on for 2 hours and 36 minutes. I probably should start to wrap things up. But let's take a few more comments. Please give your thoughts in the live chat. I can end this poll right now. Let me end this poll. It's because it's pretty much even, and it's probably going to stay even. Is the king going to be like Joffrey because of losing his son? I don't know. I think in this episode, we're supposed to imagine or think that he, as much as he is a fucked up guy and sort of like a party dude, he's not. He wants to be magnanimous. He wants to be loved. He wants to give people their goats. So I don't know if something like this will drive him to. I don't know if he's going to care. He cares enough about his kid and about anything. He's a douchebag. Did you talk about the Scorpions making a comeback? It is good that I didn't, but thank you for bringing that up, Wilmer. I like how we get more rational discourse about the Scorpions too. Like that the Scorpions are tough to make and they take a lot of money to make. But I do like the Scorpions are making a comeback. We see the Scorpions set up to shoot down a dragon if they approach, but it ended up being Vhagar. Hugh the Hammer was there. Oh my God. You know Crispy is going to get mad at being a whore again. You saw it in his face when Aemon, sorry, these names are similar. When Aemon was kind of setting up the possibility that Alicent was a player and the manipulator, he's just like, am I getting played again? Crispy is not going to be happy. And that makes me happy. Crispy is a mad guy. Phil, would Kenny have a chance at some booty in the Game of Thrones universe? I mean, in a world where going into a house of ill repute is very not frowned upon, yes, I think Kenny could definitely find the happiness. I mean, Kenny doesn't have to look too far. We got Carla, who's in the live chat, who would be all about Kenny. She's got a hall pass from her husband, I bet, from it. Like, she's Team Kenny 100%. So, I mean, Kenny's not doing too bad. He's got Carla on his fan club. I'm going to start my own company in cheese with the secret ingredient of blood. Pip, I think you're onto something. I think you may make money. It may go in a very positive direction for you, and I'm here for it. I'm going to go to sleep in a few minutes, too. I have to take this dog out. It's been about an hour late to when I have to take the dog out. But I am going to start to wrap things up in about a second or two. Mad. I will be back every week, same time. Hope you can join me. We might have some fun crossovers throughout the season and some friends popping on in. For the most part, it will be me by my lonesome out here rocking it. So I do appreciate all of you folks joining me for the fun. Julie says, I've never seen House of Dragon or Game of Thrones, but I wanted to say hi. I'm going to binge House of Dragon Season 1, so I can pick up Season 2. I feel like I'm missing out. Whether you've watched it or not, Julie, please keep popping on in. Keep the fun, because am I talking, like, I, Vigo, the Scourge of Carpathia. Yes, Phil, I'm walking over here. I'm here. Like, all those voices, all those personalities inside my head, they all like talking to you. So make sure you stick around, whether you watched or not. We got one more message from Jay. Let's listen to what Jay says. Our last
If you didn't read the book, I assume you came to this show at some point because you saw Game of Thrones and you liked that, and you watched. So if you like that, you watched the show with a red wedding, which is like, I don't know, find me a more violent or bloody or like scene in the history of cinema.
I'm going to catch up to your message. I have to catch up to the live chat for a second before it goes too far. Miss Duncan says, watch out for the supporters. Blood and cheese are out there until they get caught next Sunday. Julie says, I would be totally about Kenny. Carlos says, Phil, I'm team. I want Kenny to get some. I'm happy to send him on a blind date with some of my girlfriends. Can you send Tony and I on a blind date with some of your girls? I mean, really, if we come to Australia, do we get blind dates? I hope so. I hope we get the Kenny treatment, Carla. I really do. Julie, if Tony and I get Kenny on the podcast, hopefully we'll try to hook this up for you. Okay, let me rewind and finish up your message.
Like that, you watched the show with a red wedding, which is like, I don't know, find me a more violent or bloody or like scene in the history of cinema or something, maybe.
Very true.
And maybe Kill Bill Volume 1, where she was killing all those other ninjas or whatever. But
that was done in a very more of a comedic way. You know what I mean? Like Kill Bill is a fucking bloody ass fucking amazing. This Cannibal the musical, a lot of trauma films and that kind of stuff. But for like a mainstream, I totally get your point.
And also this is a story where they burn the girl at the stake or whatever. I mean, I know I'd stopped liking the show because of the stupid way it ended, but like, aren't people of Game of Thrones expecting like bad, awful things to happen? Did something change in this show? All right, later.
Thank you, Jay. And no, and I think this show does those things as well. I think, but even Game of Thrones in that way knew when to cut off screen a little bit.
Thank you, Julie. I am feeling very happy about my stupid voices.
Sorry, I don't know what that fucking voice was doing. It's a stupid voice, and it's part of the party that we're doing here tonight. So, and thank you, Carla. Hey, Sonic, we don't want to bombard her. Tony and I first, Kenny first, then Tony and I. Carla's got lots of friends. Julie, please do. Good. I will.
Now, hi, I am not Phil. I'm Phil's producer, Miles, and I'm here to play some weird sound effects and stuff. Yes, and play this thing right here.
Well, let's play a game.
What, Ramsey?
Which body part do you need the least? You've been wondering.
I will never kill you, Gadget. Listen, Gadget.
I don't know who killed Kenny, but they're fucking bastards. That's all I'm saying. They're fucking bastards. Sorry, I'm taking a quick hippie activity break. And then we'll finish things up here with a couple more comments and wrap things up here.
Oh, sausage. For the watch. For the watch. Kill Jon Snow.
Perfect, Carla. Thank you. You're sweet. Okay, so, whoa. I don't know what all, I don't know. There was a fire here. I don't know how to explain it.
I am no talker. I prefer being alone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jackie. Jackie makes an excellent point, and that's kind of what I was trying to say too. But Jackie said it far more succinctly and better than I could. Even on Game of Thrones, they sort of cut away from that. They know not to do that. Okay, I'll definitely watch. Please, Julie. But either way, you're welcome to jump into our chat room anytime you want, whether you've watched the episodes or not. Phil, you're making me think about my long-laid plans of Gozer costumes for Halloween. She sleeps above the covers, 6 feet above the covers.
There's no Tina, only Soul.
They showed a pregnant woman being sick. They did, Lone Wolf. You make a good point, Lone Wolf. It's a fine line, but I think Jay makes a good point. You all make good points. Everyone makes a good point, but me. My points suck. My points are low on, aren't sharp at all. Okay. Red Wedding and Unbarred Big and Wilmer on Jay's thing. Red Wedding, Unbarred Big was stabbed. Come on, guys. For me, it was not the lack of gore, but how short the scene was. For me, it wasn't necessarily how short the scene was or lack of gore. It was the lack of surprise and shock value on it, in the sense of not calling it shot. Are we going to play like the telephone game? For me, it wasn't the lack of gore or the scene being short or the scene being this. It was them arguing. No, it was the kicking the dog. Got about 1 or 2 more sips of my drink. So if you have any last minute, this is last call. Let me play. What is the Dick? It's the Dick on last call of the night.
Dick on, Dick on, Dick on.
Dick and last call of the night.
Dick on, Dick
There's a lot of dicking on going on right now. The dick is on. Crispy. We did. We said dick on. Okay, so the dick on last call of the night is what was my favorite scene. My favorite scene in the episode, I mentioned this earlier, was the scene between Rhaenys and Daemon. I think both actors really had excellent chemistry, and Rhaenys has an ability to sass Daemon in a way that no one else can. And she tried to reach him, but she couldn't quite reach him, and then she realized he wasn't listening, and then she decided to kind of fuck with him a little bit. That's my dick on moment of the night. And I do feel like it really encapsulates why I love Rhaenys so much. Her I don't give a fuck attitude, not giving any shits or anything for what was going on with Daemon, and kind of handling him and handling his craziness and his wackiness in a way that was very effective, while letting him be himself and hearing him and letting him do his whole thing, but also simultaneously shutting him the fuck down. So that is my dick on moment of the night.
Dick on, dick on, dick on. Dick on, dick on, dick on. Dick on, 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 dick on.
My favorite part of all of that dick on thing is on the last dick on, he finally breaks character and he starts laughing for a second. He can't help it. He's like, I can't not laugh in this moment. It's too hard. It's too difficult. It's hard. We're not talking about Crispy anymore. Everybody. It must have been a prop dog. It had to be a prop dog. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'll be back next week for more fun, more silliness, more wackadoo. I don't want to go yet, but you gotta go. I remind you, is the wackiness is all over the place? Like I always feel like I'm on cocaine or something like that. Listen, I really like feet. Listen, everybody. I know how much I like it. Okay, we got one more voicemail before we call it. Okay, Jay, let's play your last voicemail of the night. Last voicemail. Jay's dick on last call of the night is this.
Hey, what's up? My main problem with not showing, like, even when I was watching Game of Thrones back when I was or whatever, when they didn't show, like, certain things, like, until the series ended, I thought certain things, I thought certain characters or things that died didn't die because, like, certain people didn't die on screen.
Yeah.
Or, like, I kind of thought that, Lady was still alive or whatever. I guess I never read the book or whatever, but like when they didn't show Lady get killed on screen, I was like, oh, did that really happen?
Make sure you like the
I'm
feet.
just a paranoid person that thinks if the person doesn't die on screen, it's because they're going to have some secret comeback as they're going to show some sort of thing where they're still alive. All right, later.
Great voicemail as always, and I am with you, my friend. Everyone, if you haven't already and you enjoyed this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with a friend. Make sure you join us next week for this wacky mess of excitement. I love talking to you guys, and it's therapeutically awesome. It's wonderful, and I got issues, motherfuckers.
Concrete dream, better than reality. Talk tired, burnt out, out of control. Your mind wants to fly, but your body lies on the earth forever. So relate me here, just for a second. Gotta stop, pause, try to affection. Keep my bones and my words sewn and try to own, but you never get it. Figure out from the words I'm chasing. Your hesitation can cause cases or hold out, trying to be thrown out like a rag. Hags, Phil, ain't the way for me. I'm hoping and I'm trying to be free, 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 free from these issues. Locks against the door. The minute you left me, my mind's a whore. Going up inside you, going all night.